have to start Streamlabs. Okay. Just making sure the live dashboard is on. Yep. Okay. Well, last time you guys went to town and you met up with a guy, got an amulet, had some nighttime adventures. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on, wasn't there?
Yay.
Yep.
You all learned the true meaning of grappling hooks and torchlight.
And we have...
Oh no, not torchlight.
We discovered that busting does in fact make us feel good.
Mm-hmm. And we currently have Pompomous's silver necklace again, right?
Yes.
Yes, we didn't return it.
Fortunately.
You held on to it despite several spooky mint attempts to take it back.
Yeah.
Nothing else to add. Very well.
Okay. now that we've driven away all the ghosts and...
You'll go back to bed, I assume? Because there is still time till day.
I mean, I suggested not...
You suggest what?
I'm not sure. I don't think I know what I'm talking about, so... Let's hold on to the necklace for now.
Yep.
Very well.
Gonna keep it safe. Just this time I'm just, roping it to my body. just straight up tying it to myself.
You tie it to yourself. It feels kind of silly because that's not how necklaces work, but you make it work.
Yep.
Just duct tape it to your chest.
It needs to be kept.
If I could, I would.
And so, you take your nap times. ZZZ. And as the dawn comes, you hear a commotion outside. It's not like people running from a fire commotion. It's more like hoobadoo-hoobadoo-badoop. People just chit-chatting as they are gathered together.
Oh yeah, do my exhausted things unexhaust?
Well, that depends on your cycle and what you're talking about in terms of exhaustion.
Well, I have, all my gifts. I have Charging Strike, Overconfident Bravery, and Intimidating. They have a red X next to them.
Let me actually check those out because they might just not actually exhaust to begin with.
Okay.
You see, if there's two dashes besides it, and I have them exhausted, it's just these things never unexhaust. Although some things do start exhausted. It does. If it has nothing like respite or special, then you don't have to worry about it.
Okay. Every month then.
Yes, let's just double check. Yeah, Charging Strike is non-exhausting. Knockout Strike is.
Yeah, haven't used it though yet. So,
but you
all's
do
good.
Wake up, and the morning has come.
I'm done.
There's a lot of commotion outside.
Check that the necklace is still in place.
Unless this is a very well-made illusion, you're pretty sure it's right where you left it.
Great.
We go to the window and check out what's going on outside.
You open the window, but the noise is not coming from this side. It's bleeding over from the other side of the building.
Oh, okay.
Like it's on the town square.
Let's investigate.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Yep.
Put on your robes, fasten on your armor, and head outside.
Yep.
And on an empty stomach, you see a... Oh God, I always get this wrong. I don't know why, but this is an important detail that I get this right. I think it's the gray ones. Anyway, there's like a fox standing on a soapbox, essentially, having a big speech.
Oh.
a whole bunch of people are gathered around as well.
What does the fox say?
No.
Oh my goodness! The gray fox is I think the term is
A thief.
exulting. Let me just make sure that I'm not using that word right or wrong. Yes, they are exulting. The oh my goodness, is my screen flickering or something? I don't know what's going on there.
Me
Exalting
neither.
the many virtues and aids of one of the great noble houses, particularly the House
Oh,
Rinaldi.
Hmm.
You also notice that there are a few semi-shady looking people who are going around the crowd with a big bag open, handing out
Okay.
bread and coin.
oh, handing something out rather than the opposite. Okay, cool.
Hmm. So,
I don't see why I'm supposed to be suspicious.
what is the fox saying?
Well, like I said, he speaks highly. Things of like the House Rinaldi will bring reform that is good for all, and that kind of stuff. You know, propaganda.
Ah,
Yeah,
He's
okay.
not being like very specific. It's the kind of stuff you'd expect from a politician running for a position, but there doesn't seem to be any like end point to what he's saying.
Okay, well. Seems like he's doing some ground level things that people are happy about,
Yeah, but
so
it is kind of odd because you're pretty sure the House Rinaldi doesn't like have any influence out here.
maybe it wants to start having any. I'm not going to mind. It's
I mean,
politics.
they already had like control over things, then they wouldn't need to go and preach to the citizens on why they're so great.
Yeah, it's kind of unusual since usually the way you get power and control is you deal with the nobles and the mercenaries. A people's revolt is not the usual method. Would anyone here have the academic knowledge necessary to know a little bit more about noble houses?
I mean, I have
Nope.
some finite ranked academics, but they probably are not specific like this.
Academics? Nope.
Well,
Hmm.
since you are a mercenary, you would probably know at the very least that the House Rinaldi is like a minor falling out of favor kind of house. Like the noble houses in general have been making place and way for the power and influence of crime lords and mercenary and merchant princes. But the House Rinaldi was already going belly up before then.
Hmm. Yeah, I might have done some work for them in the past. They don't. They're kind of. They were kind of late on the pay though.
That's a good
Hmm.
way of putting it. There are also plenty of people who are just having gossip. So you're free to try and listen in on some rumors.
Ooh,
Oh
yeah.
man, gossip.
So if anyone here thinks he has the gossiping skill to blend into the crowd,
I have 1d6 in gossip
Ooh,
from my career of being a postman.
well, that's better than my D4.
well, you do get to add a trait, which in this case would be mind. Or speed if you're going to be particularly sneaky about how you're doing it.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely got to pick speed then.
Hmm.
Difficulty 4. 1.
One. Wow. A 7 and a 1. Well, that's enough. You pick up on a few quaint rumors. The first and foremost is that despite this being a relatively safe area, excluding the whole village basically got completely annihilated part, um, there was a well-known wizard who traveled through here a while ago and has left since. And the last word they heard of him is that he got attacked somewhere out of town. And you also hear
No.
that the Rinaldi man here may or may not be handing out work for those who are looking for it.
Ooh.
They're particularly looking for the adventurous sorts.
Well, we've done at least one adventure, so that qualifies us, right?
Yeah, and we're looking for work.
Did just quote unquote finish a job.
Yeah.
Let's get employed.
Yay. Another noble.
Hold on, what?
More gainful employment.
If you want the job, you're going to have to walk up to one of the people with the bags, although they do eventually just come past you. At which point, they give you a look over and they point you to and they give you an address, which is not too far from here.
Okay.
Probably go check it out.
If you
Yeah.
want
Yes, we'll grab breakfast from somewhere along the way.
Yeah, I mean, eating food is probably a good idea first thing in the morning.
Hmm.
to. How cheap do you want your
Breakfast.
meal to be?
Reasonable, I guess.
Reasonable.
Some kind of slab of meat.
A slab of meat. Fair enough. If you just want to get a bite for the day, don't forget it's 1 orchok for just a meal. But if you want like a meal that constitutes as food, it would be 6 orchoks.
Well, that's a lot.
So that's
I'll take
half.
6.
So that's a half a denarii.
Yep, half.
Yeah, okay. I'll spend half a denarii.
You have a meat and stuff your face with a meat.
Yeah. Nom, 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 nom.
I'm also spending 6 to eat some nice fruits.
So you head on over to the designated meeting point.
Ooh.
Can't help but notice that the crowd still seems intrigued in this man, who speaks highly and over time, as the guards sort of go away, you notice that sometimes he speaks a little bit more like doomsayery stuff. Of about how the new houses are failing to keep nobility in their rightful place and all that stuff. It's nothing a commoner should be concerned with, though.
Well, our impressions of nobility so far hasn't been exactly stellar.
This man's very passionate, though.
Well, my big picture is starting to be more appropriate. Huh.
Well, you make your way over to the designated alleyway where you see, you notice that there's like 3 or so rather hoodlum-looking fellows sitting on barrels. And as you walk in, the 2 fine fellows from before are standing behind you.
Hello!
Hello?
You've come. And one of them takes out a map and guides you over to a barrel. You see that he looks around for a second before he finds a barrel that he wants to plop it down on.
Yeah, bro.
Come closer.
Okie dokie.
Map.
Okay.
So, you approach the map, you bend on over it.
Yeah, while keeping a side eye on the people around us.
Give me inquiry.
Ah,
Inquiry. Inquiry. I had nothing in it, so.
That would just be mind in that case.
Ooh, yay. Let's see what I roll. That's a 4.
Well, in that case, you can't help but feel that for normal mercenary negotiations, this sure is a little bit suspicious.
Yeah.
It's certainly a bit more clandestine where we kinda.
Yeah, like this is not like a fancy alley. This is a back alley.
Yeah, so we're doing something secretive. Okay, that's okay.
In fact, despite giving you an address, you're not in the address.
Yeah, so anyone
Open
that
up
would
our
know
map.
the address proper will not be able to find us there, which is okay.
But the map does look real. Like to the best of your knowledge of the local environment, this is what the environment locally looks like.
Okay.
The map details the nearby wizard's tower, or whatever it is, the guard tower.
Hmm.
It also details the town to some extent, although it's more like a blob. You see some of the roads that go in and out. And then you see a marked location a short distance away from both of them, going into the nearby hills. But judging by the map, still in the forest to some extent.
Okay. So, well, what's the job? Like,
The the guy throws his arm like over your shoulder and pulls you in a bit.
uh,
Well, it's just a few days trip from here, but we found this interesting place and all that, you know. Okay, can everyone please give me observation?
Oh man, observation.
observation.
What stat was it?
Yeah, what are we trading?
That's
Observation, you can use mind.
Oh yay.
Okie dokie.
My
Beautiful.
difficulty 4.
Hey, I have a.
Really? I got 3 ones. Can I reroll
Wow.
something?
Wow.
What did
I rolled
Leopold
that.
do?
I rolled a 3 and a 4.
Like,
Oh.
I believe I have my knack and...
You can't help but notice that the way these guys are set up is they are surrounding you at this point. You are like semicircle into the wall kind of situation.
Oh, so I know this even though I didn't even reroll, okay.
No, someone else can tell you if they wish.
Okay.
Yeah. Look here, friend. There's really no need to start hugging here. We're
I
Doing-
could use a hug.
that's your prerogative, Holly.
Oh well, it's a darn ship. Everyone roll me initiative.
Oh no, initiative.
Lucky for you, you get
This
to
is-
roll for the lowest prepared state because everyone is like within a few feet of each other.
Let's see.
So what difficulty number is it? 2?
I think it's 2. That's like the lowest one you can go against because if it's 1, everyone just maximally succeeds. Okay. Okay, let me pull out the.
Wow, what's with my mind rolls today?
Let me pull out my cool guy sheet that I have for Ironclaw. That's like really cool because it has the initiative things right on it. Because I'm smart.
Smirk.
Yeah, my sheet's awesome because it has useful information on it and it takes some work out of your hand. Let's take a look. See, what do we got? Leopold is 3 and 5, so he is focused. We have Elalalans, who is ready, and we have
Oh no.
Holly, who is. I don't actually know. I don't know if it 2 counts. I don't know if it 2 counts or not in this context. Is what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, difficulty level was 2, and if it has to
we'll
be
just say that you're
equal
also
or
ready.
higher.
Like you noticed them, so you're probably also ready. Holly.
Yay.
So you all get to before battle to take a ready action and a reload or a stride action, so you get to position yourself a little bit better. If I can find.
Well, I mean, what?
Okay, but if we are kind of against a wall here, then I'm not sure if that's very helpful.
Yeah, we're a bit cornered, so moving wouldn't be. Best
Okay,
idea.
so do I get to like draw my rod so that I can parry with it or something?
Well, you can draw your rod, or you can. Yeah, you can parry with it. Yeah.
Like, I assume I get it into my hands out of wherever I keep it.
The heck? Where are all my assets?
Gone in the recent Roll20 update, which I don't actually know, I'm just making this up.
Oh no, goons.
It's the Goon Squad.
The goons.
Put yourself down on this map while I expand it a bit. You are standing near this barrel in some capacity.
How do I do that?
There are 2 dudes and 3 other dudes. Okay.
Yes, the 3 ruffians are wearing significantly less sophisticated looking equipment, shall I say.
So let me see. One of these guys was hugging me.
Yes.
Let's say this guy next to me.
How do I place the thing?
You can just drag your name basically
I
onto
can
the
do it for
table.
you if you want me to just take care of it. Oh, wait. Ooh. Like so. And like so. And you should already be getting control of it.
Okay. We're all around the barrel, so.
Yeah, you're all around this big barrel with a map on it.
Right. So
Sick little map. Well, who goes first is them, since they're technically the aggressors. However, you have focus, which does mean you are allowed to just interrupt someone if you so desire.
I want to try to knock this guy out.
All right then. So you immediately take your focus action, which gives you 1 action, which makes it your turn and gives you 1 action. So you're allowed to do whatever you feel like.
Yeah, I'll try to use my knockout strike.
Go for it. How does knockout strike work? Let me make sure that it's just a regular melee attack.
Before making a brawling attack or melee attack, declare you will exalt this gift. Damage from your attack becomes weak. I don't really know what that means.
That means that they roll their soak dice twice.
If you score a hurt result against your target, the target becomes asleep.
Incredible.
If you score an afraid result against your target also becomes unconscious. So, yes.
Well then, lucky for you, you do have the good attack dice, so go for it while I actually grab my own dice.
Yes.
Roll for defense.
So that will be brawling.
Yes.
So it's a d6, it's strength, d10, and I have strength, so that's an additional d8.
Ooh.
I think I have. Yeah. Let's see. That's a 1, 2, and 5.
Well, I've got good news. He's counterattacking you.
Oh.
So you hit him anyway, but he also hits you.
Interesting.
However, you only do 2 damage, which means that he gets to roll quite a few soak dice on this. Yeah, he doesn't take damage, but you're both sent reeling.
Yay.
And lucky for you, that also means that he must immediately spend his turn recovering. So he just kind of stumbles into the wall. Oof. And you see that he had a dagger in his hand that was going to jab into your armor. As for your damage, you take like 1. He doesn't have a big weapon. So just roll me soak and see if you can score at least 1 4.
Okay. That's a D10.
Aren't you hurt? Or who is
D6.
hurt? Well, not you.
And another D6.
Oh, it was Holly who was hurt.
That's a 2, 3, and a 6.
In that case, you're fine. You are reeling, but you're otherwise fine.
Yay. Right.
The other... Oh, wait. No, he would not gain tactics because you were not, like, smushed in between them. In that case, the rest of them go for their moves. Don't forget, Holly, that you do have an intercept if you wish to use it. Because they are going to move in and use... Well, I don't think they have tactics dice, so it doesn't really matter what they do. And they kind of swarm around you. For just a brief moment, you notice. Wait, how did they move in? This guy would probably have to roll for sprint, though. So I have to roll for sprint and see if he crashes into the wall as he aggressively moves towards you. The answer is yes. He does, in fact, aggressively move towards you. Well, actually, that's...
Great.
Oh, no, it's 11. So he just kind of boomps into the wall, bounces back, and then actually manages to land a hit. Because he's an idiot who didn't think about this. He didn't think far enough ahead. That's what he did.
Dealing with professionals here.
Hold on, what?
These are... Okay.
Am I defending myself?
Yes, you may defend in whatever way you like.
Okay, so how do I defend with my rod parry?
You just get to. You can roll just dodge and add your d12 parry to it.
Roll dodge. Where do I have
No,
roll
wait,
dodge?
no. You have to specifically parry with the rod, so that'd be a d8 plus a d12. If you're going for dodge, then it's speed plus dodge dice.
Yeah, and I don't really have dodge dice, so I would prefer to do this.
d8 plus d12. Oh, you're fine. You catch his attack on your rod and bounce him off. Somehow, because I did have a little dice roller open before I grabbed my own dice. The guy next to Alelan, by the way, somehow botched his initiative roll, which in case you know what that means, he begins reeling and has only one action, which he takes to guard. He is setting himself up for later.
Okay.
Because it was like, oh wait, we're already starting, and kind of fell off his balance. These two guys are going to go in for our good old friend Leopold. Leopold, how do you respond to this? Because you have to dodge against 2 attacks. They're not bad attacks, and they're not looking at big dice, but you are giving them that bonus d8 from reeling. So roll me some defense, 2 please.
Okay. Defense. What was?
Jesus.
Where's my dodge? So that's 2d8 and a d6 from speed.
Look at
So
you,
I'm
left tactics.
trying to dodge and weave. That's a 1, 3, and 8.
You're fine. Roll me again.
Dodging.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are dodging 2 attacks.
Right. 1 and 2 4s.
Well, in that case, you're perfectly fine, despite the bonus d8 they have. They rolled really well on that one roll, but you beat that one, so...
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit unbalanced, but I'm still dodging and weaving.
And the turn goes to you guys.
Ooh.
Don't forget that people do not have attack of opportunities unless they have focus.
Hmm.
Who goes first? Because it is your turn to set up as you see fit.
So
Let's say
I'm
Leopold
reeling.
goes first, because he's the big man with the big sword.
So I'm reeling.
So you must spend your first action recovering, and then you may do as you like.
Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll draw my sword.
But you already have it ready. You already used it from the last attack. You got enough successes that you start with a ready action, which I assume you used to ready your longsword.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I also have wood and shield. I guess I...
Your shield is strapped to your arm, so you don't have to worry about that.
Right. Okay, well, since all this is going on, I'll try to swing around at the guy to the south of me. Just
You put all that momentum to use.
yeah. So that's 2d8. Oh wait, I have my longsword thing here. That's 3d8
Plus
d10. Yeah. I think that's all. Well, guess I could use overconfidence, but maybe not yet. Let's see how this goes. So that's a 2, 3, 5, and 7.
2, 3, 5, and 7. Okay. Well, you do hit him. So let's see what his soak roll looks like.
Yeah, and that's plus 2 damage.
I know.
Nah.
Oof. He is hurt. He is hurt, reeling, and afraid. So how about that? This guy kind of stumbles back onto his ass. He cannot attack for this turn. He thought he was smooth, but he was not as smooth as you are. Let's say Alelan goes next. What do you want to do?
Okay, so we are in some kind of alleyway, and this is a wall. How high up does the wall reach?
It's a couple of stories.
Oh. Is there like a window above me that I could just scramble onto?
That's oddly specific. But
I mean,
yes,
I just want to
there
get...
are windows with shutters you could climb up to.
Yeah, like, I want to get away, and I don't really have a way to get away laterally, but I am a squirrel and I'm up against the wall, so I just want to go up the wall to some kind of perching spot where they can't reach me.
Pretty sure that because you are a squirrel, you have the gift of fast climber, so you can climb as an action, so that's nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this building is rough enough, I'll say that you can just easily climb your way up there without any major risk. But what
Yeah.
speed do you climb at? Like,
What
are you going
speed do
for
I
a
need?
sprint, a dash, or a stride? There are speeds.
I mean,
A dash should get you out of their reach.
yeah, like if I can reach some kind of awning or something to
You make a
step on.
you the way it looks is you kind of just grab onto a piece of woodwork you can get some good grip on and sort of fling yourself up with a few grabs and swings. And are now on a small little you can probably try to cast spells from up here, but it's a little bit clumsy. You still have an action.
Like if there was a window, I could just step into the relevant room through the window,
Yes.
and that would be less clumsy. Oh well.
You still have an action.
Let's see. Wow. Well, I guess I nevertheless want to try to ready some spell like create earth or something.
Ooh. Gonna make a rock fall.
Drop an anvil on someone.
These guys will regret that they try this. Okay, so spell ready, then that's my turn, I take it.
You now have a spell readied. And you are
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
Holly,
So
it's
up
your time
there.
to shine.
Heck
It is
yeah.
getting busy here.
It's a lot of dudes.
You have focus, and you have 2
I
actions.
do? Oh, okay. Oh, first I'll take a stride back
Whoop.
to get out of there.
You vanish out of the
And
conversation.
and then I'll toss a knife at the guy underneath the barrel. I think I have line of sight on that bloke.
Yeah, you can
Get
easily
out.
throw a knife at him. Roll me to throw.
Yeah.
Be ready to throw.
Let's go.
Let's see. What are we looking at? We are looking at a... Ooh.
3, 5, 6, I believe.
Flick. Yeah, you rolled a strong one. And he is now a few things, because when you are already reeling and you get hit again, you get knocked down. So this guy is now on the floor. On top
got
of
a
being
dagger.
hurt, on top of being afraid. Where do you hit him? Where would you hit him at this point?
In the knee.
Oh, that's a great one, because he is on the ground now.
Like, how did you think he fell over? No, honestly, that's my answer. What's BK's answer?
I mean, if you get hit twice in real short succession, I think you'd go down from pain. Adrenaline isn't all that powerful or magical. Well, as it happens, that does mean that they can't really attack this turn. Let me just double check something. This won't take more than a second. Actually, it will, because I'm dumb. I didn't do this right. Okay, nothing relevant here. The foxes you're looking at, these two dinguses are going to make a run for it if they don't watch out. But lucky for them, they have a friend who has the inspiring ability to be a leader. I need to find out what exact page this is to get the specifics on it. Nope. Okay. What is the role for leadership? And is that a stunt or not is my big question. Huh, rally is an action. Will and leadership dice. Well, those aren't anything amazing, so... Nope. He tries to give his friends, tell them not to run away, but they don't want to hear it. and they just like, you know what? I'd rather not die today. They grab their injured, open wounds and they book it when they can. This guy, however, first has to recover from reeling. Then he
So
has to
which
spend his
one?
action getting up again.
Yeah.
This one's try to reason, the one at the top. The goons look like they're not, the kind of person to actually give an inspiring speech.
Okay.
The other one, however, does take the stunt of sprinting the hell out of here, and says, you know what, you guys
Yo.
don't pay me enough for this.
Zip.
Bye.
The other one, however, are a little bit more cocky and are like, oh, that's just more money for us. After that, they do take another action, which is they'll probably just take the guard action for now, because they realize that they can't inspire their close friend. They're sad about it.
Oh,
Um,
I'll give him a hug when we're done.
He's sad about his inability to be polite. The other one is gonna go for good old-fashioned Leopold. Leopold, how do you react? Do you parry, counter, or dodge?
Counter?
Appropriate roll, please. Roll me your attack. Don't forget you do not get that bonus d8 from strength and counterattacks.
Okay, so let's say 10 and 2 d8s.
Which is still probably gonna kick his ass.
And let's see. That's a 3 and 2 5s.
Well, I've got good news for you, but also bad news.
Wow.
When you tie in a counter, both parties get hit.
Ow.
The fun part is you do deal 4 damage.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my goodness, he almost botched this. Okay, he takes... Oh, wait. Doesn't that mean you deal 4 damage?
Well,
Because you got
yes.
2 5s and plus 2, yeah.
That's 4 damage. Yeah.
Yeah, this guy hits the deck.
Owie.
He's wounded, afraid. He is also dying. On top of being injured. But we'll leave that out of the discussion for now. Yeah, he just hits the deck. You get hit for 2 damage. Roll me soak.
Roll me soak. How does the shield work, by the way?
Shield adds cover dice to dodging and to parries and all that. It doesn't work on counters. There is a
okay.
gift that will let you use your shield for soaking, though. And a saving that you can use to stop getting completely destroyed.
Alright.
Although wooden shields...
Let's see. I have 1, 6, and 8.
1, 6, and 8. Well, in that case, you're just sent reeling. Because you soak it up like a champ.
What was he attacking me with?
A small little dagger.
Yeah. So just he kind of wins me while I just hack his shit off.
No, you're sure it's just lodged in the side, and he just hits the deck going, ah! The final guy, however, takes his stride up the holly.
Uh-oh.
Goes in for an attack.
An
Holly,
attack?
how do you respond? Do you counter? Do you dodge? What do you do?
I am going to dodge that bad boy.
Oh my. Well, good news for you. You do manage to just dodge. Like he comes at you and you whoop under his little dagger as it swips over your head. And now it is you guys' turn. The person with the readied action is a She may do as she wish.
Yeah. Okay, so this guy's garden, so I guess I'll instead. The guy attacking Holly is probably turned away from me, so this even more reason just kind of. I mean, I don't think they're turned away from mechanics, so
Nope.
it doesn't matter that I'm hitting him in the back, but I have a ready spell and I'm going to use it.
Can I use Team Player to help out Ellen's spell somehow? By, like, holding him down or something?
You could take your turn first and do that. You wouldn't hold him down, but you would like try to get his attention so that his back is not as.
I mean, I would have thought you're already doing that, but okay.
I guess.
All right, just roll me your attack, and I will tell you what happens.
Okay. Create Earth attack, I believe is this one. Critical.
Critical.
Critical just means that for every 2 successes you deal an extra 1 damage, which in this case doesn't apply. You do deal 3 damage though, so he is getting at least hurt as you hit him and you pelt him in the back with a chunk of rock. Oh my!
Yeah.
That's one hell of a soak roll. I need to make sure there are no special rules for this. Where are the soak rolls?
Right. And shouldn't I also add an extra d12 in there somewhere?
Yeah, sure. Roll me one.
Because of the team play.
Yeah, give me a d12.
It's a 5.
Oh yeah, but he rolled like garbage, so for the most part.
Teamwork.
Well, he still soaks 2, but he's now afraid and hurt as you pelt him in the back with a rock. He just plonks off his head. You still have 1 more action since you spent that. Although one thing I would say is you could have used aim in that to get another d12. Don't forget Jet's option. But you still pelt him pretty hard. They're all basically rallied at this point. Routed, I guess is the proper term.
Okay.
You can take a refresh action to refresh the gift you just used. If you're nervous about more opponents.
I mean, I'm not really. Let's see. I don't think I have an option to jump down on this last guy that's garden and claw his face off, so
You know what I'm going to say? I will allow you to essentially basically jump off and drop yourself on top of him with your claws down. You will drop your rod in the process, but I will allow you to make an attack roll on this.
Okay, well that's cool. Like
as a
that's
quick
what
warning,
I was.
You are going to take damage because you are falling on top of someone. This
Hey,
goes both
fine.
ways.
Fine, I guess he won't, and they'll just do the reasonable thing of refreshing my. What was the gift?
Elemental Apprentice is exhausted whenever you use it.
Right, so it's refreshed, and that's my action.
Too bad, because if you had jumped, I rolled your falling dice, and you would have taken no falling damage, and he would have taken 2. So.
Well.
Oh well, it doesn't really matter. He doesn't have any friends. He's like standing alone at this point. Leopold, I think you haven't taken your turn yet, have you?
Nope.
Go ahead. What do you want to do?
Well,
you're flanked by cowards.
Yeah. Well, I first take a moment to catch my breath, so I'm not reeling anymore. And was the guy over here shouting orders previously?
Yes, he was the one who was being all like, "Harb, harb, harb, harb."
Right then. Well, I'm going to charge at him.
Oh no!
Roll
your sprint.
Oh no!
Where's my sprint? Okay, I can type. Fine. Sprint. That's a.
Your dice
goes farther than you do.
Oh, that's a 6.
Okay. I think the actual specific rule is that you just need to be able to reach him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you stop when you reach your target. Okay, make your attack.
Yep, and I'm kind of doing this, like, running, leaping, a spirally attack thing.
You're doing an anime attack. That's all we need to know.
Yeah. Basically, I want to apply overconfidence.
Oh, you're going to add an overconfidence dice, are you?
Oh boy.
Oh
He
my.
did say that, yes.
So that's D10, 3 D8s, and a D12.
And this guy rolls 2d12 plus 2d6.
Okay, that's a 1, a 3, a 5, a 9, and an 11.
That's 2 hits. Let's see what the soak dice have to say about this. They also basically eat the dirt. Bam, bam.
Oh.
I should just
so much for guarding.
An injured, yeah. Their overconfidence dice was a 1. Their guard dice was a 5. They were not expecting Leopold to throw himself into this. They were like, I can catch someone like that. And then Leopold is a big man, so just came thundering down on top of him. Like you can see that he just loses balance a bit and just and is also sent reeling. At this point, their turn comes. And I'm just going to arbitrarily roll a bunch of dice and see if they have any desire to stick around. No, they don't.
So I haven't had a turn yet.
Haven't you? Oh yes. Sorry, I thought you were doing all kinds of stuff. But what do you want to do on your turn?
Well, aside from the team play,
Yeah, I
one
did.
one more
Right.
thing.
You can do
I
one
can
more
do one
thing,
more
yes.
thing.
You can do one more exciting thing.
And I am going to slash at the guy right next to me with claws.
He's already hurt and afraid, but
Oh yeah, was he
okay.
also reeling because this happened this turn, so he's also reeling. So go ahead. Roll me.
He'll probably murder the guy now.
I would like to point out that you also get a bonus D8 because they are reeling.
Again, you will probably murder the guy now.
Listen.
6 and your regular attack.
8 and 4.
Oh my. Oh
That's
Wow, that's actually the most that it could be.
that's maximum. Oh god.
Wait. Wait a second. Oh. Holly
They
with
are
the
the
claws.
2 most recent messages.
You're going with the claws, are you? Oh wow. Well in that case, isn't that claws are critical, so that's 4 damage.
He is
Oh,
very
God.
Oh
dead.
wait, it's 5
Because
damage because he's also
he's
hurt.
injured.
He's
Yeah,
injured.
he's hurt, sorry, not
Oh
injured.
no,
but
he's hurt.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
very
well,
dead.
he also hits the deck, dying.
Oh, just dying?
Die.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, he had enough soak that he doesn't die. He's dying now, so you can still try to make him not die as fast.
Okay, well, I'm present. Okay, so I would like to shout orders from a perch because I'm expecting the combat is over, so I don't need to turn it.
Yes, the combat is essentially over.
Yeah.
What orders do you want to shout?
I'll take the 2 dying ones, you guys hold down the others. They look
Alright.
important.
You got it.
Well,
And with that, I clamber down and try to end this guy that Holly almost murdered just now.
Oh yeah, I'll snatch the map from the barrel.
you have a map.
Yeah.
If this was supposed to be a fake proper map, it sure looks like a really real map.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this guy just kinda zooped off, okay.
Yeah, technically, initiative-wise, they still had the time to leave, except for the guy who's dying on the ground. Because they're dying on the
Oh.
ground.
Oh.
Okay, because they were just... I guess this guy got up, okay.
So by the time it's your turn to act, they've already made their getaway. Like, the confusion of combat is such, unfortunately.
Oh well. So guess we don't have the 2 important guys that would
The
have
2
known
guys that
anything.
probably had something interesting to say, yes. But maybe you can catch them later. They are bleeding. You never know where you see someone like that. Okay. Now
Okay,
comes the fun
well-
part, where you get to treat them. Roll me your mind and academics versus 3, and for every success, they get a bonus D8, 12, to not die.
Yeah, in this case, I guess I will tell Holly and Leopold to just give chase right away.
Oh,
Alright.
okay, I can do that.
The
I
one who
think
went
I'll
north
be
one probably
fine
should.
here.
I might have some issues running as fast.
Yeah, like, and they're dripping probably, so that gives you a trail. Like, Holly can
Awesome.
smell.
Very-
Can I get your mind
I'm
and
very
academics
speedy.
versus 3, please, so we can resolve the dying
Yes,
things first?
yes.
Chaos reigns.
I got a 5.
Okay, that's good enough to get that bonus D12. And the bonus D12 is their highest number, which is a 6. And the other guy.
Zip.
Well, he's probably going to be fine. Roll me your mind academics again. Another slap of bandages.
Yeah.
The squirrel.
Well,
Well, they both rolled a 6, which means that they are hurt, injured, afraid, confused, and sick. Their heads are spinning and they don't feel good.
Well, they're not dead. I call
Okay.
that a success.
because my junk expert is exhausted, I don't think I have any ropes at hand.
You probably don't need ropes. These guys look like they're going to be at it for a little bit.
Yeah, but I want to, like, Can they just take off their pants or whatever they have to tie their legs together?
It's a little bit non-conventional, but sure.
And I mean, sure, it's not like I only have some like if any of them have belts. Like I don't know what they're
You
wearing.
can take their belts and tie them up with their belts wrists together.
Yeah.
In the
Like,
meantime,
wrists
there's a
and-
chase sequence going on.
Yeah.
The question now is quite simple: who chases who?
Uh,
Are you both chasing the same guy? Maybe. Who knows?
well, I will have, run after the leader, or the one who seemed like a leader.
Yeah,
You both go after the North guy.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Or the just funkies.
In that situation, you get to roll me endurance and speed.
I'm coming into my own, baby.
Can I use my rope dagger launcher thing to speed things up?
Sure. You can
Go
instead
faster?
roll me ranged combat.
I don't think
Succeed,
that
you
will
get-
be an improvement.
So here's how it works: you're gonna roll me ranged combat versus 3, and if you score for every success you score, you get a bonus d12 on your endurance and speed check.
Oh, okay.
Okay, range combat. That's a D8 plus D6 for speed.
And-
Oh, that's a 1 and a 3.
Wah, wah. You still roll your endurance and speed though.
Okay, that's speed is 6 and endurance. Oh, 2 more D6s. That's a 3, 5, and 6.
Okay, Holly, how do you handle this chase? Because you can fly, but flying is not great for chasing people. It's great for following people, but actually catching them is kind of hard when you're in the air.
I'd say I'll probably just sprint. I don't think I'd take off for this.
Excellent. Let me look something up. I gotta, because there are chase rules. I just invented these on the spot. But can you also roll me your speed and endurance on this?
I did already.
Okay, and what did I say? Okay, I got a success.
6,
Well,
2,
Leopold
3.
here got 2 successes versus the opponent. At least. Let me check what kind of success we're looking at. Okay, well in that case, yeah. It is Leopold, actually, who manages to catch up to this guy first.
Which is incredible, given how fast I am.
Leopold just... What a line. What a line. He tries to grapple onto it with 2 things, but he misses, so he has to take a second, but he doesn't stop running.
Yeah.
That's the same guy he charged. I was charging him again.
You are close enough that you can attempt to do something directly to him. What do you do?
Tackle him?
You're gonna tackle him, huh?
Yeah.
That would be brawling body and speed, since you are running.
Okay. 2 and 10. Can I use... Does strength apply to this?
Yes. Being strong does
Yes.
help grappling someone.
That's let's see. Okay, that's a 1, 2, 6, and 7.
1, 2, 6, and 7. Excellent. Yeah, he can't beat that.
Jeez.
So we just get a slam into the ground.
It's all d6s, man. If you roll a 7, it's over for him. you body slam in him and hit him into the ground. It looks kind of awkward since you're in like the main street, but hey, this guy looks like a hoodlum.
Yeah.
And also he's dripping.
Yeah. Now,
Just
unfortunately,
tackle
you
him.
might want to get him out of sight as fast as you can because this does look super suspicious.
Okay, yeah, I'll tackle him, get him in a full Nelson, and just start dragging him back into the alley.
Yeah,
That's
you are big enough that this is no contest since you beat his dice by such an amount that he could never hope to beat you. So you drag him back,
That's not suspicious.
and Holly gets to watch.
Hooray! I helped.
In the meantime, you see Alelalan conferring over these 2 bound yet very injured-looking people. You might want to invest in some manacles, I'd say, since you seem to do this a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, I hoped to just have rope on me, but
At this point, you should join the cops.
I mean, I probably have rope.
Okay.
But there
Well,
they are. What do you want to do with them?
Why carry rope and you can just use their pants?
It's nature's rope.
I mean, it's not nature's rope, it's civilization's rope. Like, it's a
It's
length of
nature's
cloth.
rope.
I understand. I understand.
Look, nature's rope is inside your abdomen. You can cut it open and pull it out, but it doesn't help.
Yeah, can we maybe not do that? Preferably.
Well,
Like, I know I mauled a guy, but come on. Have some decency.
well, that way you could, if you had two people, you could rope one of them.
Yeah, but
The guy
Well,
that you're
technically.
wrestling with, by the way, Leopold, does shout that he will call the guards if you don't let him go.
on yourself.
I clap a hand over his mouth and say that my claws are quite close to your throat, friend.
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 I want to point something out real fast. That oh wait, no. What dice do you have for melee combat? And no, yeah, your brawling is a bit different. Oh, you do have a favor there on your brawling for tackling. So that's
Yeah.
nice. But yeah, you managed to clasp your hand over his mouth. There's not much you can do since you got him in a full Nelson and all. You now have 3 suspicious men in an alley, 2 of whom are confused, like their heads are spinning.
2 of them are just kinda barely not dead. Alright, I guess that will count for my goal at the end of the game.
So, what are you going to do with the situation? You have them.
Well, questions will be,
What kind of
Dude.
questions
Yeah,
are
like-
you asking then? Is the question.
Why
Hold
the
on.
hell did you attack us?
Guys, tie him up first.
yes.
We'll just say we tied them up. They're all kind of tied around the barrel.
Yeah.
We'll tie him around the barrel. Fine. It looks
Yeah,
mighty
that's-
snug.
Let's tie up this guy as well that I'm holding.
Yeah. Let's get him
Like,
all.
it'll get tiresome to hold him, right?
Well, eventually.
Yeah, Holly, you got rope.
Yeah, I got rope.
Yeah,
And
he
I
has
Doesn't happen
gloves.
in
my-
this day and age.
Great, means we don't have to take this guy's pants off.
Why were you taking their pants off? What?
Because they didn't have rope.
This isn't that kind of campaign.
I mean, they
Not
still have
yet.
their whatever undies they have.
Well,
Well, you don't know that.
It will make
Now I
it-
do, because their pants are off, so I can see them.
Please put their pants back on.
Give me more rope.
We have them tied up around the barrel. Their pants are back on. Now we can ask questions.
Now's the time. Well, what a situation you guys managed to get yourself into.
Okay, can I... Can I ready create fire in some visible way?
You also have the ability to do minor elemental effects, so yes.
Okay, then I hold up my rod and basically try to suggest that if they do not cooperate, then they will be touched with a hot object painfully.
Oh my, you're going to brand them. Wow. The scampy looking guys are like, would you no? What the hell is wrong with you? That kind of stuff.
What the hell is wrong with me? Look, Yuki's attacked.
So why did you guys attack us anyway? We didn't do anything wrong.
We don't know. They're just worming. They're like, we have nothing to do with this. This isn't our situation. You ask him.
Okay, guy in the middle. You
So-
better start talking.
Who's your boss? Who hired you? And is it that fox guy?
What fox guy?
Uh,
There are
What
lots
was
of
the guy?
foxes.
What was the Fox noble's name?
The Fox
I
Nobles?
don't. I mean,
Yeah,
do you mean House Rinaldi in general, or the guy that was the preacher? Because
yeah,
I don't think we know the name of the preacher anyway.
right. The man from House Rinaldi
What about
that
him?
was in the school. That was in the square.
Well, he sent us here, and then you guys attacked us. So
We saw you there, so. Like, these are the same
Yeah.
guys who were holding up the bag back there.
Yeah, you were handing out food.
Yeah. And we were told to watch out for you.
why us specifically?
Because you did something that pissed off some of my bosses. What do you think?
And
Okay, and your bosses had only you to send after us.
Oh, you know.
Honestly,
You know. It's not supposed to be a freaking butchery. We know how you guys get. People start.
who's your
making up-
boss?
yeah, you see, you don't know what we do with people because they never make it back.
Okay, let me just be clear. You guys are clearly new to how this works. But the longer you keep me here, the more time you get for my friend to come back here with the guard and make this all a lot less pleasant for all of you.
Okay, kick him in the face.
Okay, can I ask what kind of kick is this? Are you actually trying to injure him, or?
Well, to break his nose at the very least. What
Look,
is
don't.
he?
Can I interrupt this?
What are you trying? What are you interrupting, and why? His
The
kick?
kick?
Okay, Leopold, are you going to let him, or is this an opposed check?
Uh, what now, Ellen?
Look, he wants to talk, so let him talk.
He just said he wasn't going to talk.
Okay, then. Does this spell stay on the rod if I hand it over?
Well, technically, you're not. Well, spell maintained is if you're using like the actual spell, it stays around for a long while. You can take it in and out as you see fit.
I mean, I just kinda. Never mind.
I-
At least don't hurt his face because that'll make him harder to understand. Look, I have this hot rod. You wanna
No.
have fun with it?
Okay.
Oh,
Right then. I now have the hot rod.
Incredible.
You wanna talk?
Because, you know, burning hair, awful smell.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of close with the burning rod.
How intriguing that this is how you decide to
You-
handle the situation.
To his face.
Wait, you're actually like straight up marking him?
No, just like, what is he?
He's a fox.
Fox. Okay, just, close enough to start scorching some of the fur, but not close enough to touch actual
Okay.
flesh.
As you can imagine, this guy starts like ah. You don't feel good about this,
yeah, I don't like this whole torturing thing.
but that really doesn't matter because down the alleyway where you originally came into it from,
Oh, Jesus
hear,
Christ.
you don't look good in this situation.
You don't say.
I just thought I'd be a helpful GM here.
So, about the
Okay,
road.
so I'm guessing that's the south of the alleyway, so I'm going to just walk over there without my rod because Leopold's
He
holding
gave
it.
it off.
Yeah.
So is about
And-
the road. Is it important to you?
Oh yeah, very. I want you to give it back later.
Rods are pretty expensive.
Oh, okay. So I can't just hurl it off in.
Get rid of the evidence.
This thing is like 300 denarii, man. Don't break it.
Okay. Jeez. I don't have any ranks in this seat. Jeez. I have ranks in inquiry and I have ranks in negotiation.
So do I.
So I guess I don't really have a good way to try to pull a fast one on the guards.
If you don't have fast talker, this is going to be difficult.
Yeah, I don't think I do. I wonder if Holly would be better at this.
I don't have any points in deceit, and I don't have fast talker either, so I don't know. I've got basically the same stuff as you.
Okay, well,
I could try talking to the goons here and trying to get them to call off the guards and say that this wasn't any kind of problem.
I mean, what I want to do is just kind of say things like, oh hey, guards, good thing you're here. These guys attacked us and we kept them here so that you would be able to apprehend them properly. Look, I even kept them from dying from our self-defense.
That wouldn't really be deceit. That's telling the truth.
Yep.
Okay, then I tell the truth.
Give them the art of negotiation. Don't forget you have your favor for this as well.
Oh, I have a favor. What's a favor?
Favor means that if you roll a 1, you get to re-roll it. But only 1.
Okay, so that's...
Negotiation, will or mind.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I have 6s in pretty much everything.
And can I also assist? Like, kind of add to the credence of how...
Sure, go ahead.
It is?
So...
bonus D12.
Okay, negotiation, mind, and D12. Five and 5.
Okay, let's see what their dice have to say about this. Wow. Okay.
Is that a good wow or a bad wow?
The guards look at you for a moment. They look at that searing hot rod.
Wink.
I mean, it's in the background. I am standing in such a way as to block view of Leopold.
Oh.
I'm also like when the guards came, I just kind of put it behind my back,
sheepishly hiding it.
Just like burning your tail.
yeah,
Well, to be fair, I think she can dispel the magic as like a free action. So.
Oh yeah, I also do that.
I'm trying to nonchalantly pass it off as a walking stick.
Well, it's big enough for it.
Still very hot.
Like, it's called a rod, but it's more like a staff, if anything. It's called a rod probably because staffs are.
Like the way I imagine it, it's like a 4 or 5 feet long stick with like a round knob at the end.
Golly. Point
Staff is a knob on it.
All this talk of rods and knobs. Oof.
Yes, it's an instrument of power, you see. It has to be modeled after a male anatomy because males are associated with power because it's like the Middle Ages and reality is still kind of a sexist.
Well, I mean, if you want to make a staff in the shape of a vagina, be my guest, but I don't think it's going to be as, usable.
Well then, point is,
having a little gender discussion while the guards are bearing down on us.
The guards.
This is out of character talk. Okay, so what did the negotiation result in?
Surprisingly, the guards seem to have a moment's pause. Despite the numerous bonus D12s they get to the fact that the situation is mighty suspicious and the person standing next to them is able to produce a signet ring of a noble house, they look at the hoodlums and they go, well, we know those guys. You can see sort of their eyes going squinty and like... And then they turn to the guy who's standing next to them and they lean in and they very quietly like ask, mind if I ask why you're making acquaintances with people like this? The situation is kind of unraveling on both people's ends. Putting that aside, you have a moment to act. Like, at this point, they're going back to questioning the guy about the situation.
Okay, can we... How long is the moment so that if I wanted to go, like, here next to the guy, would the moment be over by then, or would
you
I
have
have
like a minute, because they're, like, asking some more questions.
Okay, then I'll just stand like around here so that if the guy tried to sneak away, I would have a better position to give chase.
Ooh.
And I motion for Holly to do the same.
Okie dokie.
Wait.
Like, if this guy tries to run away because of his trickery been unraveled, then I will want to give chase.
Okay, well, the guards are ultimately they are kind of not interested in this. This is a complicated situation. Clearly more happened than either side is ever going to let go on. And they don't have like zone of truth or something to verify the veracity of your claims. So they decide to say the following. Let them go. Number one, you let those guys go. You don't hold them hostage. You don't do anything funny there. Next up, you and your friend, and he puts his finger like right in the face of the Rinaldi guy. You better get out of here and not get in any more trouble. Your house does not have that much power out here. I'm not fearing for my job. And then they point at you guys and go, the same goes for you if we see you again anytime soon for anything. I'm putting this on top.
What if you
Okay,
get mail?
well, so in this case, we'll be out of here and you guys can untie the rafts back there, and if you want to do something with them yourselves, then be our guests.
The guy who got the guards in the first place, like, you can't just let him go. Look
I
at
mean,
what they did. He starts to walk over to his friends to like point out the injuries. Do you stop him?
I will point out the treatment of the injuries.
You can't just let these people go.
Your
But,
friends are fine.
Look, we were attacked, we defended ourselves. I kept them from dying as a result of that because, sorry, like...
The guard throws up his hand and stops you and says, if any one of you says anything more, you're coming with us. Just shut up and disperse.
You're the
I
boss.
nod and
I'm
go
out
to
of it.
disperse.
And with that, you leave behind a very angry person. Probably not making any friends, but on the plus side, it's not like you had to make friends.
Like,
Yep.
Who knows if they even put their pants back on.
I mean, I believe we did when we tied them up with rope.
Well, you walk away as fast as I can, I assume, or at least at a brisk pace.
Yeah.
You can see the guards rubbing their heads. You can see the two foxes arguing for a moment before they just go back off to the main square.
Okay, so again, the three guys over there are still tied to the barrel as the guards untie them, so...
The scene is over. Whatever happens has happened.
Yeah. So I guess we won't know what happened. Okay.
That's their problem now.
Yeah. Habeas corpus.
What do you decide to do now? You have a map. You have some rumors.
We have the necklace, and I would still like to get a proper wizard to take a good
Well,
look
you
at
heard
it.
of a proper wizard in the area.
Good, let's go.
Is everyone else okay with this?
Yeah. I would be interesting to find out what's all this hubbub about this necklace.
In case some ghost wielders come for us at night again.
Yes.
I would rather get this done before the next night comes up.
So, you scurry around town a bit more to gather information on which direction the wizard went. The wizard went on the northeasterly road, which, if you look at the map, you acquired, shall we say. You can sense that road is also going towards your other destination. So even if
How
you don't find him, you can always
convenient.
take a detour. But you heard that the wizard left not too long ago, and that the news of his attack had also been reported. He was attacked by wild animals, not like a bandit attack, but someone saw him like cast a spell, and it was very impressive.
Ooh.
So
Oh.
you can go that way and see if you can catch up to him. Considering he's a wizard, he's probably not running his ass off.
Of course not.
Okay, well, PK is gonna be a bit. I
So you go
guess
after
we
him.
can. Okay.
Now, even if you are following him, he is still moving. So if you don't do anything special to catch up with him quickly, odds are you're going to take a few days to catch up.
Okay, can we like rent a horse cart thing?
Well, I don't know if the horses would appreciate you calling it a horse cart, but you can hire animals of burden and all that, but they are pretty expensive. And to be fair, you have someone who can fly at ridiculous speeds.
Yeah, I can kind of swoop and zoosh my way over.
Okay, well,
What is Holly's flying speed is something that I always have to think about for a moment because it's not written on your sheet anywhere, but it's kind of important that we know this. Let me pull up the sheet. What is flying speed calculated as? It is your maximum flying speed, which is like you go at breakneck speed, is you get your max body dice, your max flying sprint, your max flying dash, and plus 12. So in your case, that would be your
hypersonic.
the weather sense and speed are added together, so that's a d8 plus a d8. So that's 16, plus your max body dice, which is 4, that's 22. So now we have 36. Now your flying dash, which is just your regular dash, which is 6. So we have 32, 38, which is very, very fast. You could probably catch up with anyone with that in a very short amount of time.
Well, then let's do that. I don't know if fast mover applies to that either. But...
Fast mover. Oh my goodness, fast mover also adds more. I think it adds another. No, okay, it adds another 12. I think. So that goes from. So that goes to 50. You are twice as fast as most people could possibly run.
I am speedy.
It's flying. Oh, by the way, you also get another body dice because every time you're in the air, you have to roll your body dice and move that much because you essentially need to maintain speed to stay up. Hovering in place is not a thing. Remember
Heck
last
yeah.
time when we calculated your flight speed and you just crashed into someone?
Yeah, and nearly died. Yeah, I remember that.
Almost turned into a giant puff of bat parts, I guess, since you're not feathered.
Disintegrated.
So you can try to catch up with the wizard in a relatively short amount of time, since you're moving at a speed that I assume means you would catch up with any speed he's moving at in like a fourth, a fifth of the time.
Yeah, well, of course I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so Holly just kind of zooms off, and I guess we
I
are
do,
left
however,
to
need
follow.
a body endurance check on this because you are hurt, injured. I mean, so you're not in the best shape to go out flying. Okay. So, what do you guys do while Holly just turns into a sonic bang?
Well, follow. Like, I can't really run that fast, so I guess, like, how much would it be to
All right.
rent a riding animal for a day?
Well, lucky for all of you, it takes a few hours, but eventually Holly finds the wizard and takes the wizard to go back. Because he's a nice kind of wizard, and he's like, oh, a magical amulet. Stroking the wizard kind of person. Stroking the beard kind of person.
Stroking the wizard, please.
She strokes herself. Pat, pat. It's like Como, but there's no one around to pat.
Pat, pat.
So they pat themselves. Okay. Interestingly enough, I forgot to get a name ahead of time. But you are looking at what are we looking at? I had something in mind for this, but the word isn't coming to my brain real fast. You are looking at an owl, actually.
Oh.
She is
Hoot hoot.
She hoot hoot. She is not that tall. This is a rather tiny lady, but she has that wizardly sense about her. If you have any skill in supernatural, you can sort of sense the energy coming off of her. Like, this is a skilled and trained wizard, the kind you would hire for a pretty penny to to read your fortune or something dumb like that.
Mm,
Sorry, I might need to have that repeated because my my Discord voice just kinda broke.
This lady in front of you is Tasha the Owl. She is clearly a wizard because she just emanates magical energy.
Hang on.
Since you are a
Mina
trained...
just
Mina just left.
Mina
Give
just
her a-
left. Mina, good job.
give her a hot second.
Oh, that is an owl. How lovely. I like how they are
Yeah.
so short they are Yoda. Oh my goodness, it's owl control. I like owl control.
Yeah. Owl control. Owl control.
No,
Control
just go to
center.
Stinky.
Yeah.
Alright. The owl. Are you hearing me now? Because if you are, I can't hear you. Can't hear Mina, so that might be a problem.
Owl.
Yeah,
There you
well.
are. You were looking at a white owl. She's a short lady, but she's got that magical vim and vigor about her.
Mm,
Her clothes are relatively modest. They are green robes, which, as an elementalist would know, is that she's probably a green and purple wizard. Judging by the filigree, she has many educations. In the sense that it's not her main robe is green, which is probably like the first class she graduated in, but she has like smaller trims and details that indicate she's also a very skilled wizard in other classes as well. Doesn't look like a fighter because she's way too small. You could knock the Leobold could probably freaking pot shot her.
I mean, both LL and I are both pretty tiny.
Do not be too small. So, what do you
We
want?
can
What do you want to
hold
ask
our
this little lady who's like, magical amulet, you say?
Amulet.
Oh yeah, Leopold has it.
Oh, you have a thing.
Yes.
We have a MacGuffin.
I
Oh, I like MacGuffins. I like muffins too.
So do I.
Oh,
so much
she
in common.
pulls a little muffin out of her bag. Want one?
Yes, please.
She gives you a muffin. It smells like apple.
Heck
I-
yeah, I love apple muffins.
I pull out the necklace from somewhere within the recesses of my clothing. Yeah.
You look at her, and for a while she's like, oh, and then she's like, ugh, and then she's go, oh no.
It's
That-
this bad?
That doesn't sound good.
And she has a big book chest. She's like 3 bags on her, by the way. She has a hip bag, a book bag on her other hip, and then a backpack on her back. And she starts messing with her book bag. Alalun,
Yes?
you can sense that the magical airs are kind of weird. Like she's doing something.
Can I am I supposed to sense that she's about to become hostile or what? Okay, good.
Okay, so where? And she points at the book. This. Where from?
Oh.
A noble sent us to his ransacked keep to retrieve it. He must have had it from somewhere, and we found evidence that he was associated with some kind of weird occult practice
Occult?
while there.
Well, that's not gonna fly. I don't know about a cult, but can I have it? Holds out a little owl hand, which is a wing.
Just make sure no harm comes to you. We were attacked last night
Don't worry
because
about
of
it.
it.
I got this. I got this under control. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I penned over the thing.
I'm just sitting down eating the muffin.
You said a cult?
I believe
What
so.
kind of a cult?
I give my best. I give my best recollection of whatever letters we found in the keep's personal bedroom. There.
Are we talking she looks around real briefly. Black magic.
I wouldn't know,
Maybe.
right?
Well, where we found this thing, there was that mummified corpse. That's kind of weird, right?
She sticks out her tongue, licks her beak, looks at this thing again. Smells like black magic. So she kind of holds it out. Yeah, sure you don't know more?
Sure, we don't what?
No more.
Well, there was a pile of ash, a moldy old corpse, and a
Like
whole
this
bunch
thing
of
feels like
random
it's a bit
letters.
like it's been sucking up something for years. It's really strong. Look at that smell. She like waves in under your noses. Look at that smell.
Smells
I-
like Leopold.
I'll try to look at the smell.
You can roll me supernatural willpower, Will, if you
Okay.
actually want to try this.
I mean, why the hell not?
Let's see. Hey, I rolled a 6.
You know, for someone who isn't really good at magic, you can't help but smell that whatever this is. It's you would call it black if you were forced to, like a black odor, sulfur, dark, burnt.
Yeah.
Holy-
yeah.
I can't
that's-
even tell to Nicholas.
I mean, you're too preoccupied with the muffin.
Yeah, my mind is very much on muffin time.
Yeah.
Muffin time. You just smell muffin.
Yay!
You've got that apple scent wafting up your nose.
Heck yeah.
Llewellyn, however, has an overwhelming success, and you are kind of shocked as you take a good proper whiff of this thing. It's like you got. Imagine hanging over like a long used barbecue and like the smell just punches you in the nose.
Imagine hanging over a what? Sorry.
A barbecue. A barbecue. Like the
Oh,
strong
well.
smell of burning and charcoal. Like you flinch hard, whereas Leobald's just like, huh.
I mean, as an elementalist, I have my experience with fire. This has to be something worse than just usual fire.
Fair enough. But it's not that kind of burning. It's like a raw energy form of burning.
Hmm.
How do you describe this? I guess it's too hard to describe properly, but it is a smell that gets on your senses, so to speak. After that, she looks at it again and so you found a fort. You said a fort.
Yes.
Did anyone live in this fort until recently?
Although-
As a quick note aside, the village that you came from is called Belman, the destroyed town.
Well,
Everybody there was dead, and there was
Mostly.
some signs of like ash and disintegration going on.
Well, according.
I believe there was a bandit attack which caused this, but it could be possible that it was not a mere bandit attack.
Well, well, technically, I should confiscate any necromantic artifacts I come across, but to be fair, this thing is going to take a little bit more than me just giving it the good old look-see to know what's going on.
Yes, well, that's why you are our first contact. At least I wish to find out what to do with it like, how to dispose of it properly, I suppose you should say.
Well, if you're gonna go talk to someone like that, you're gonna run the risk of people asking questions like, "Why are you carrying around a black necromantic artifact so willy nilly like that?"
That's why we keep it hidden. And we are carrying it so that it can be finally put to rest somewhere where it won't harm anyone, of course.
Well, like I said, we're going to need like a proper lab to do some analysis because this thing is just it's weird. Look at it. It's just
Great, you know where
blends
we
the
can find
environment,
one?
Like someone didn't even finish it.
Great, then you have a better idea than we do where to find one, so if you would please enlighten us.
Well, if you want to go, gosh, the closest academy building. It's not that town over. It should be a little bit further beyond that. There's like a big city nearby if you look hard enough. She's thinking, but this is clearly not her strong suit. She's a wizard, not a topologist. Are you going to wait long for this?
I mean, we don't really have anything more important to do, I don't believe.
I mean, I'm good at geography. I could probably help point out
Oh
some
yeah,
direct.
like,
Well, she
I bet
mentioned
you
the
have.
big town nearby, so you'd probably know the big town.
Yeah, I'd say I know at least big town places.
I guess the map we have on us, should we show it to her?
I mean, isn't the map only kind of small?
I mean,
Yeah,
it
the map
probably
only
is, but
describes
it
the
would.
immediate environment, yes. It doesn't even have, like, adjacent towns on it.
Yeah, okay.
But, since you have geography, I'm just gonna say that you're taking our road on this. In which case, you would know that Melavu is the nearest, like, town that has proper walls and all, and would probably have an academy building.
Well, why don't we go there? There'll be more
It's a
stuff in
distance
there.
away from here for one.
Yeah, so.
I mean, it's up to you. I'm not the one telling you what to do here. And the owl lady puts her hands in her sides.
Yeah.
You could. This is very likely more, like, important enough that we can't dally on it.
I mean, if you feel you can't dally on it, that's fine, but I can walk ahead for you, and you can catch up later, or do whatever you want, or just leave it to me.
I like the owl lady. She gave me a muffin. I want to help her.
Yes, besides, given the attack on us, maybe we should even stick together for the time being if you were headed that way yourself.
Well, I was heading to Melavu, but I saw this map, and look at it. She points at the map that Holly Lily decided to show to help. And she.
I mean,
She
I
points,
asked whether we should or not.
well, I want to go here, so I don't know if I'm going to go there quite yet.
It's on the way, isn't it?
Well, I'll be walking along with you for a little bit.
Like, we could investigate this place of interest first, I guess. It would not add too much delay.
I mean, I want to investigate it. You don't have to. You can go along and do as you wish.
Investigating is fun.
I mean, if this is our own map that Holly just showed to her, then... Or did they misunderstand that?
It's the map that Holly showed with the marked runes.
Okay, well, then I believe that's on our way, and...
Well, it's not on your way necessarily. It's, imagine, like it's in between the two roads. The one going westward towards Bellin and the one going northeast towards whatever town lies that away. Like, if you actually go there, it'd be a detour.
Not a long one.
Well, it depends on how long you're gonna spend around in there. If you're gonna turn every stone of the ruin or what. Or if there's even a ruin there. If there isn't, then you wasted time.
Won't know unless we go.
You never shine if you don't glow.
Like, I believe, like, even if the journey to the academy is going to take a few days, then if this detour is only like an extra day, then I believe we can afford it.
Yeah, adventure.
I mean, I don't know what that thing's gonna do in any meantime, so why not? Why the hecky not?
Hooray! We're going on an adventure.
I'm very
I
sorry.
like the cut of your jib.
I mean, I'll sit outside. I don't like going into any place that's spooky or dark, so I'll just stay where the sun still shines.
Aren't you an owl?
Well, listen, that's just because people enjoy being awake during the night doesn't mean they like the dark. I can't believe this is the kind of people that live around here nowadays. They act all big and tough, but when it comes to being nice to people, suddenly it's a step too far. And like you smell an amulet in one of your friends, and you seem to be like, oh, barbecue.
Mm. What?
I
Where?
smelled a muffin.
You smell the muffin.
There's a barbecue?
Well, it kind of smells like it, doesn't it? You know, like a spit roast. But they
Oh,
don't take it off in time.
I'm hungry.
Like something. I'm guessing that something is burning there that shouldn't.
I mean, if you want, like, if you want my humble opinion, which is not very humble considering the fact that she's wearing a robe and graduated at least 3 different classes of magic. If you want my humblest opinion, I think this thing is bad juju.
Yes, this is why we would like to find out how to stop it from being in a safe manner.
Like, I'm pretty sure
Probably
you could
not.
follow this thing to the end of the world if you knew how to attune to its smell.
Wait,
But-
what?
What? She gives you an empty smile, like, what?
Follow it?
Yeah, you know, like you hone in on it, you scry for it in the ether sphere. It's a very distinct smell. She taps
This
her
is-
beak, you got the nose, you know, the nose.
I believe this is why I am not all that qualified just yet.
You don't have the wisdom score to be this nutty.
Don't have to be crazy to work here, but
You have to be pretty crazy to start doing magic, yes. Who wants to make fire by just waving their hands around? That's insane.
Sure, it's insane, but it's fun.
well, there are certain systems where magic is where craziness is like a requisite.
Yeah,
To
since
cast
it's called like
magic.
Cthulhu, where every spell you know makes you crazy.
I was thinking more of unknown armies, but yeah, that too.
Unknown armies, ooh.
Yeah, magic is weird.
Excuse me for a moment.
Very well. I wish I knew how I did her voice the first time because I really like that voice, but I always keep forgetting accents. I'm not good at it for some reason.
Mm,
I wish I could. I need to work on that a lot.
yeah, I don't really do accents either. So
But not accents. We're like, you know, changing your voice a little bit, so you sound slightly different.
Okay,
mm,
like. I'm guessing, like, what she's implying is that the necklace is hiding some kind of dark secret that we could investigate if we follow its whatever. But I'm not really interested in doing that because it's evil and I don't really want to learn evil secrets.
No. You'll become evil if you know them.
Yeah.
evil.
So instead, all I really want to find out is how to
Destroy it?
end its influence on the world, if it has any.
Go my. Very well done. You are. Tasha joined the party. Ba ba da ba ba ba.
Hooray!
Everyone does a little victory pose.
Yay.
yeah.
Group
Like-
photo, kids. Group photo.
All right.
Shall we go?
Let's
I
go on an adventure.
Yay.
You
Where are we
suddenly realize
going?
that the reason she might not be flying, despite being an owl, is the part that those books look heavy.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you're just gonna go on the road for a couple of days, you're just gonna go on the road for a couple of days. Is that the
Yeah.
plan?
I mean, we are going to find out what's at the Dieter location on our map first, I believe.
Well, in that case, good news! The first night, you notice that she doesn't like sleep on the ground. You notice at first that she didn't have like a bedroll strapped to the top of her backpack, but when she sets up for the night, she casts the spell and this sort of tent-like structure appears, and she just crawls inside that.
I mean, when Holly goes to sleep, she just hangs from a branch or something, so...
Everyone, to each their own.
Mhm.
You do hear nightly hoot hoots, as one would imagine. Hoot hoot.
Well,
Okay.
But over time, you do manage to make your way there, following the map as best you can. But will you make it in any reasonable amount of time, or will you get completely lost? Because this map is not that great.
Yes, but we have Holly to give us earlier aerial views and also
Yeah,
to
well,
know about the geography.
since you have Holly, who can fly up into the air and therefore see a significant distance, let
I
me see.
also have land navigation, long distance travel. I've got a lot of things when it comes to finding my way to places.
Yeah, Holly is just amazing. Fun fact: if you are at 5'7" height, you can see up to 3 miles away. And if you're even just 100 feet into the air, which is something Holly can do, you can see 12 miles away before the horizon starts to get in the way of things. So yes, thanks to Holly, you can see quite the distance and navigate quite well.
Yeah,
Curvature of the
so
Earth
the
is a
map
bitch.
being kinda bad is not a problem.
Curvature of the Earth is a bitch, though. But thanks to Halalili and the Eyesight Gang, you eventually arrive at a ruin, which is at the edge of the forest, where the hills start to roll in, and it's pretty clear that, being a tree on a hill has its problems, such as the water not lining properly. As you're up here, you notice the ruins, which are stone ruins.
Oh, hey, there are ruins.
Yeah, there are ruins here, and they look a mixture of brickwork and solid stone. The shapes are distinct, but it might take a bit to figure out what it is, because you're looking at one building that looks kind of squarish, the other one looks more triangular, like a triangle shape, but like in a bread, it's like it's a triangle from the front and just flat slanted sides from the sides. It's like a big triangular bread.
One thing's for sure, there was a building here at one point.
Well, it's still technically here. Like, both buildings still seem like you could find a couple of rooms. At the very least, you could pitch a tent without getting wet. And the little lady beside you is like, wow, this whole place is still here. What do you think it is? It has a tower, and a thing, and that thing. And she
I
just
think
points
it's
at
ruins.
Temple?
a temple.
That's a guess.
Well, it's not a bad guess, because as you look around for the typical things at temples, you do notice that there are large windows. Like, it's a big hall, and there are spaces for windows might have been at some point, but they are gone now.
some kind of watchtower.
The other one might be. It looks a lot stockier and a lot sturdier, but other than that, it is, however, somewhat. It's not like late in the day, but it is getting on with the day, so you might want to limit how deep you go into any bowels you may find. Also, it's not as bright as it could be. So what do? You are standing in front of some ruins. Do you have any particular location you would naturally be gravitated towards? Any potential reliquaries, back rooms? See if the stocky building has any food supplies you can raid, despite it being very old looking.
I vote for just wander around aimlessly until I find something.
If you do that,
I
the owl
have a
lady
rank
will
in
stop you and take one
searching.
muffin.
I guess I'll start with you said it's like a main hall, and so I guess we arrived at the entrance end?
Yes, the big doors, which are
Yes.
one is rotten away, the other one is looking fine.
Yeah, so if it's a main hall, then the other end of the main hall is where I would go.
You walk through. You can't help but feel small. This place is like solid stone that's carved, which is kind of weird since there's no mountains this could have been carved from. But as you walk through, you feel imposed. The pews are made of stone. They have indentations you would put pillows in, but only a few pillows really remain. And as you approach the end, you have a relatively large altar with strange runes carved into it.
Okay, when do I roll searching?
You roll searching right now as you approach the end. There are like blocks where there might be rooms, but you see no immediate entrances.
Does it roll off mind?
Let's see, mind, and if you have any like senses of your species that might be implied, you can add your species dice. Yes, you have spot, so add your species dice to this.
So I roll mind and species and surgeon. Okay.
Yes. So that's d6, d6, d4.
Okay. Well, there's my 1d6, and here's the other one. Oh wow, they're both sixes. Okay.
Ooh.
Well, I should take a close look at the doorway, where there are doorways, because you notice that while this is all solid stone, there are doors, and with some earth magic you could move them out of the way, or being very strong. They are very well carved. Like, once they're slid into place, they look almost smooth with the wall in a weird way. It's kind of creepy, actually. You can try to move them if you wish.
Okay. Let's
Yeah.
see. Can I find like a freestanding stone block or something? Which way would the door go? Would it go like up or
It
sideways or
goes
whatever?
sideways, so that it would naturally
Oh.
rest.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I can just get a slide it open just a crack to see what's in the other side.
Leopold, what are you doing?
Well, I'm just following Ellen around, seeing if she needs any heavy lifting done.
You can't help but
Well-
feel impressed by the size of this place. However, Leopold, I'm going to need you to make me a supernatural will check.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
What's the stat?
We're looking at the usual 4. It's supernatural will.
Will. Yeah, that's what I was. Attribute.
You gotta roll me that Will Smith boy.
Yeah, it's a 4.
Ooh, you make it? Good. There are, in the air, haunting whispers. But you manage to shake off the feeling and move on before it gets to you. For a moment, you
Yeah.
felt as if there was no one in the world but you.
Ugh. Please give me the heebie-jeebies.
It's the kind of space that feels like it should be more lived in. The decay of reality is not a fun thing to see. You are now standing next to a Ludden who has cracked open the door and sees through it a room. You can see a desk
Whoa.
of sorts. This place looks not very... It's not dusty. Like, there's no dust inside here at all.
Okay, that implies that either someone cleaned it or there is some magic that is doing it.
Well, it's an entirely enclosed room. It's possible that dust just doesn't form in this room.
Decay and entropy are...
Thank you, wizard. Holly, what are you doing as Ellen is having a good time with the doorway?
I'll just kind of skipping around aimlessly, looking at random objects, just peeking
Roll
out of
me
the
a
windows.
1d100 luck roll to see what you end up finding. The owl woman takes a much more studious approach to examining buildings by taking out a magnifying glass and just looking at stone.
12.
12. Well, you know what? Roll me a 1d12.
Okay.
You are skipping around the courtyard of the square building. The square building is more like an L shape, and it has a wall extension on the final quarter that sort of makes it into a courtyard. You roll a 12.
12
Well-
and then 3.
You're standing in an overgrown, in the overgrown courtyard. There's like shrubs all over the place. And you find like a thing on the ground, which looks a bit like a cloak and hood.
A thing?
Yeah, it's a bit dirty, but you think if you wash it, it might have a nice, bright color.
Ooh.
Oh wait, you rolled a 3.
Neat.
I thought you... No, whatever, doesn't matter.
No, I rolled a 12 on the D100 and then a
Doesn't
3.
matter. We'll just say you get this anyway. You don't know what
Okay.
the treasure sheet looks like. But yes, you have a nice cloak. What color do
Okay,
you like,
cool.
by the way?
I like purple, I guess.
Well, as you pick up this brownish robe from the hood and cloak from the ground, it seems to shift to a slightly more purplish color, but it's still very dirty.
Ooh. Okay, so I have a dirty cloak now.
You going to wear it or not?
Sure, I'll whack it on.
You whack it on.
Kinda
All the bushes
dust it
around you
off a little
immediately
bit.
vanish.
Whoa!
take a moment, but then you realize the bushes are still there, but they're more like ghostly, and you can still touch them.
Ooh.
You have the lamest
going.
form of special vision in the world, bush vision. You can see through
Bush vision.
You can see through, like, any leaves in general are what gets blocked out, and thin wood. Not a door,
Neat.
but bushes. And foliage, I guess. It looks kind of weird because don't forget, bushes still like absorb light, so you see this weird darkening effect as you look down the bush shadows.
That's neat, I guess. Weird, but neat.
And hey, the thing turned into your favorite color, so that's a cool thing.
Yay.
In the meantime, what is Llewellyn doing with the door? Is she actually going to go in or not?
I mean, now I guess I'm going to actually open the door enough to be able to go through it instead of just looking through it.
Okay, you are looking inside through an open doorway. And you see the desk that you had seen earlier. You see a very nice looking chair with, like, very, they're brown, but they look kind of golden, like they got a very nice color to them despite being brown, which is not the most exciting color. It's a chair with brown padding, goldenish padding. There's a painting on the wall. There's this weird carved statue that looks a bit like a religious symbol, if you had to guess, or just a very nice art piece. And otherwise, there is a carpet on the ground that has been made in such a way that it fits around the desk. There are no windows here, and there are no other chairs. There is a bookcase, but whatever books were inside are gone.
Okay, well, guess I'll just do a thorough search, like look under the carpet, go through all the drawers of the desk, but also like look out in case something's trapped.
Okay, roll me searching with your species die because you have the gift of eyes.
Wow.
So blessed.
Big bless. Papa bless.
So that's the mind roll, and here's the vicious roll, which is a 4. Okay.
Thanks
I
to
might actually
particularly
find
keen
some.
eyesight as a squirrel. Although, if you roll the one, don't forget you can re-roll if it's the right one. But you look around. Leopold presumably standing in the doorway still.
Oh,
As you kick up the carpet, slide your hands across the bookcase. You pick up the statue and see if there's a button under. There's nothing. But as you go into the desk and slide open its stone drawers, which are very like in terms of opening, you find some papers. These are very odd-looking papers. Allow me to elaborate why they look odd. They are not written on paper, unlike they are weird shapes for one, but secondly, they are made out of weird materials, and the ink and carvings on them are weird. These are just, why would you make this many different types of writing in one drawer?
I'm going to suspect that they are like hides of very small animals.
They are hides of very small animals. There's a small plate of metal on which something is embossed.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot. In fact, you notice that you can slide the drawer out, and there's like a lid you can slide over it. It's weird.
So the drawer is like an actual box that could be taken out of the desk?
Yeah, but the way it's mounted into the desk, the lid that's on top stays inside the desk.
I guess this is something that the professor, like, Hash, I believe?
Tosha, I think.
Yeah.
Let me just double check my notes. Yeah,
It's Tasha.
Tasha.
Yeah. This is something that she could be interested in, so once I'm sure that trying to take the entire box out of the desk won't cause the ceiling to cave in or something.
No.
Okay, good. Then I can just take it to her in the original package.
Okay. You're not going to try and read any of them yourself?
Why do that alone? I can read it with her.
Well, fine, if you don't want to explode everyone in the room. If Leopold isn't good enough for you to explode with.
Why are these explosive runes? That's why I want a
No.
wizard to look at them first.
Moving on. You and Leopold head outside. Again.
Eh?
So, as a
Yeah.
quick aside, there is another room off to the other side of the church that you could potentially investigate, and the altar itself, but you're just moving along outside to Lady whoever she is, Tasha, who is still
Yeah, so
very slowly making her way in. She's examining the door at this point.
okay, so I'm going to just tell her. Inside
Ironwood!
there's
This door is
What?
made of ironwood. Look at it. It's very nicely sculpted, don't you think?
what am I looking at?
Ironwood! The door!
Yes, the door.
Yes!
I see.
It's surprising the other one rot, because ironwood takes a long while to rot, and she knocks it with her hand, with her wing.
Okay, well, I'm glad that people build things to last nowadays, or used to at least.
Have you found anything?
There is an altar inside which has various carvings on it, which
Have you
may be
taken
of
notes?
interest to you. And then I show her the box. And this has a collection of writing on the most bizarre assortment of materials, which you might also be interested in.
Oh, she takes out like pieces of hide, the plate of metal. It's all very strange. And she takes out a leaf that looks like it's magically preserved or something, and goes, Well, someone sure was ambitious.
Yes,
Lots of
it's not something that I wish to try to make heads or tails out of alone.
Tasha takes one of the scrolls, the metal one, because that one looks exciting, because the lettering on it glows a bright red. And she goes, You wouldn't mind if I read this right now, right? No, of course not. And she starts reading
I
off
believe
magical ruins.
that's that's the way you're supposed to find out anything about it, right? By looking at it and making sense of the symbols.
No, she's just straight up casting the spell that's on it.
Okay, I am preparing for anything because this place gives me the creeps.
I'll just kind of wander back up to the group and go, hey guys, look at the cool cloak I found. Do a little spin.
Okay, I want a quick question. Leopold is the only male in this situation right now, right?
The only what?
The only man in this situation.
I believe so, yes.
Well then.
Oh.
This is interesting.
Leopold, can you please roll Mind, Species, Academics, and Supernatural versus 3? And tell me the amount of successes you've gotten.
Yeah, that was... Wait, mind?
Mind, Species,
Species.
Academics, and
That's
Supernatural.
6. Well, so mind and species. Okay. I have a 1 and a 3.
Oh boy.
High quality, rip.
Okay. Well, I've got some bad news for you.
Oh.
Are you 17 years or older?
Oh.
I put down 26.
Well, you are overcome with some pretty freaking bad pain. And
Yeah.
horrifying terror fills your spine.
Yeah.
Like what is going on in your stomach is indescribably painful.
Okay, I'm curling up into a cat ball.
Oh, exciting! Isn't magic just delightful?
Ah.
He'll be
Yes,
fine.
and I
Doesn't
would
look
have
like he'll be fine.
I would have preferred to find out without this happening, but it's best
Let's
to
try another
know,
one.
I guess.
It's the fastest way to learn.
Oh
takes
god,
out one of the
no.
Sure, it's the fastest way, but this is the safest way.
For the record, Leopold, you are technically speaking considered I think you're what are you? I think you're just like on the ground, you're knocked down, and you're feeling sick, and you're terrified, but since there's no major threat, you're gonna be fine in a couple hours. Or a couple of minutes,
Yeah.
actually. The spell's not that powerful. But
I
she takes
try
another
to
scroll,
s-
this time taking one that's like written on an animal hide. Let's see
I
what this one
try,
does.
I try to scamper away.
Give me some endurance to see if you're manly enough. Body endurance.
Body endurance. What's endurance? D6, D6. And body is a D. I don't know. I was thinking maybe overconfidence, but I don't know how that can thing.
Well, if you do
Oh.
overconfidence, it adds a d12 difficulty dice that I get to roll, which becomes the new number you have to beat.
Okay, well, let's. I got a 1, 3, and a 4.
1, 3, and a 4. Well, you make it, but being a manly man, the situation may not have been the best idea because it hurts like hell.
Ah! Hell!
In the meantime, Tasha is bristling off another spell. And you think nothing of to stop her.
I
Sorry.
respect.
Lucky for you, this spell seems to make her vanish.
That's not good.
Like, she was
Does
there a minute ago, and now she's gone.
Like, not invisible, just
I
elsewhere.
kind of wander over there and wave my hand around in the place where she used to be.
Sure feels like air.
Well,
Yeah.
at least she can fly, probably, kind of, so if she teleported, like, straight up, then she'll be fine, probably.
Do you look straight up?
I mean, I'm only guessing that's what happened.
I mean, you're allowed to look in a direction and see if she just teleported randomly underground. If you can see down
Okay,
there.
well. Then I guess I look up to confirm or deny my guess.
By the way, Holly, the shrub thing also makes the grass kind of invisible, so to you the floor is relatively like just dirt. It's very sad.
Oh. It's kind of depressing.
Yeah, it doesn't go too far. It's like only the immediate area, but it looks like you're surrounded by death, to you at least.
Oh.
Only the ghosts of grass instead of the grass itself.
On the plus side, it's easier to find coins this way.
Coins.
Yeah, like if someone drops a coin in the grass, you can see it because there's no grass.
Why are you bringing this up now? That's suspicious.
I'm just saying, if you're ever gonna look for coins in grass, this is the item to wear.
I'm going to look down at the ground just in case.
You look down to the ground. There sure is a lot of dirt there. And there's
Oh boy,
your feet.
dirt. Feet. I have those.
You can wiggle your toes if you wish to be cute.
Hooray.
Anyway, as Eleven looks up, she does in fact see an owl slowly spiraling downwards.
Fastest way to find out, I guess.
Yes! She says as she lands right next to you with very little regard as to how hard she came down. Well, I think I'll have fun with these. Although I think your friend has diarrhea. You do not have diarrhea.
No, but I have pain.
Thank goodness there would be some interesting
So,
rolls.
Do you think you could teach the spell to Holly here?
Huh?
Not the
Well,
first
no.
one.
Holly, do you want to learn how to teleport straight up an indeterminate amount of distance?
That sounds like fun.
It is!
I mean, it's like instant vertical takeoff. It's perfect. Why bother trying to gain altitude if you can just do it by magic?
Truly exciting. Do you know any of the fundamentals of magic?
No.
Well then, this is probably going to take a couple of hours at the very least. And that's just to teach you the fundamentals.
I mean,
Oh boy.
if we're to travel to the city next, then we'll have time on the way, right?
Well, we'll have plenty of time while we'll just sit with our feet up, so yes.
Okay. In this case, do you feel like trying to cast more spells, or would you like to investigate the altar?
You wish to investigate the... Oh, yes! There were things on it, weren't there?
Carvings, definitely.
Yes. Let's go over there. And she just drops the box of scrolls on the ground. She's not that tall, so it's like a very tiny drop, but...
You might want to hang on to it, Holly, please.
Okay.
You have a
Go
box of
over and
spooky
pick up.
scrolls.
Hooray.
Okay, so
Okay,
you see this little
so
owl lady just scampering off to the altar. Do you follow, or do you,
I
want to
do.
be involved in whatever explosion she causes next?
Of course I do. Like, I'm the wizard that's going to, like, I'm going to try to learn as much as I can by observation because I am, like, I respect this person that's bettered my art.
So you're an elementalist. The owl asks to strike up conversation since it's a long haul.
Yes, I am. I figured that was the. I like helping people, and it's kind of a. How can I put this? It deals with the plain matter that we see day to day, which the people deal with in their daily life. I wish to have more power over it so that I could use it.
Truly delightful, but you know what they say. It's not the water of life that keeps people alive. It's the light of life. And as she walks, you bump into an invisible wall that she conjured up just out of nowhere. You see, other types of magic have implications too. I can make you
Yes.
a puppet. It's delightful.
And I might go there in time. This is just my beginning.
I would personally recommend learning a couple of spells to make people into puppets. It's very useful to make them go away when you're not interested.
Oh yeah, like there was this time a few days ago where we were attacked by people.
As Leopold vomits behind a bush, she starts to feel just a little bit better. By this point, Leopold is still like kind of shaking and probably going to have some reservations about standing too close to that lady when she casts spells, but you're fine.
Yes.
You are now at the altar. After you walk around the invisible wall she left for you. And it's quite a big altar. To put it like this, you could probably take someone who's twice Leopold's height and still properly toss him onto this altar for a bed. Like, it's big.
Hmm.
It's also carved with very fancy runes that have kind of withered, but you're pretty sure that for magical purposes they would still count. This is incredible, isn't it? It's an altar, but what is it for? We will find out. Do we have a sacrifice? Would you suffice?
I will pass.
Oh,
Thank you.
shame. Well, then we'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way. And she just holds out her wing and takes out a knife. You never
Don't like when this.
You never learn if you don't try anything, kid. That's what you learn at my age.
Gee.
You have no idea why she would even think that this altar responds to blood being dripped on top of it. Or why she just goes to that as a first inclination instead of trying something like water, or sand, or like oil.
Or food.
Yes. Or just like, some things respond to expensive things, but she just goes straight for blood. So you watch as the blood kind of drips into the runic, into the indentations between the runes and all. Not much happens. And she looks kind of sad. As she bandages up her hand. Did you see it?
I saw the attempt. It's kind of extreme, but I appreciate your dedication.
Well, altars like this usually respond to things bleeding out. So I figured it was a good first try. After
Not
all,
an unreasonable.
why would you put anything but a dead body on an altar? I just don't know what people are doing with that. What they think.
I mean, I think candles are quite fun.
As you talk about candles, she looks around the altar, and if you follow her line of sight, you notice that there are like places where you could probably put candles.
Hall, you got any?
Can I use junk expert
I
to
think
pull them
candles are
out?
cheap enough that you could try to manifest them from your bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, candles are actually super expensive.
Oh god.
Oh.
Then probably not.
Yeah, it's like 1.5 denarii per candle.
Yeah,
Jesus
that's a
Christ,
bit
how
above
does
my pay
anyone afford
grade.
a light?
Wow.
I guess this is like medieval times, so most people just sleep.
I mean, yeah, but like, who wouldn't? I mean, medieval times, but there are guns.
Oh no, wait.
Well,
I think it means like a whole stick, like a massive candle, because it weighs a 16th of a stone, and that's a lot.
That's a
isn't it
pretty
like 2 kilograms? No,
Yeah, that's
wait,
still a lot.
That's
it's less than 1 kilogram because I believe a stone is like what 7 to 14.
Let me do some
Uh,
math here.
6.35 kilograms is one stone.
Okay, so this like half, something like half.
About 0.8 of a kilogram.
This candle is like that would be a proper big fat candle you could light for hours. So you
It's
could probably manifest some smaller
huge
candles
candle.
that you could hold in your hand.
I mean,
After all,
kind
people
of
throw
size
them
it.
out, so they're junk.
The kind of candle that's like the size of a hot dog.
That kind of stuff. Do roll me your check to make sure that your junk expert stays full, but otherwise you manifest sufficient candles to.
What was the check again?
It should say on your sheet, but I think it's mind and searching.
Doesn't say,
Oh
I
my
don't
goodness, I
think.
didn't even write the number on yours.
I'll do mind and searching anyway.
Yeah, that'll do. You just need to get one success to avoid. Okay, here we go. First and foremost, I'm gonna write down your freaking number for this.
Well, I got 2, so there.
Yeah, it's minus searching versus 3. Okay, well, yeah, your bag is fine, and you have sufficient candles that you can light this whole thing up if you decide to become an occultist person.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna pass them off. I don't know anything about magic, so. LLM,
you're
you
about to
take it
learn, I
away.
guess.
All right, you put candles in every location that looks like it should probably accept a candle. In the meantime, the owl lady, okay, she just does weird stuff. Let's just not focus on her for a while.
She's just being wacky.
She's
somewhere.
doing something with those runes, and you don't want to know what it is. Like, she
Okay,
takes out
so
a
now-
reference book on runes, and you have no idea what she's trying to do with most of them.
Okay, so now that the altar is prepped with candles, maybe it'll work better.
Yes.
I tell her.
She snaps her finger, and in the center there's this small spark, and then you hear this swoosh in the air. Then you feel this line of raw heat hitting your body, and all the candles ignite. Exciting,
Some
isn't
neat
it?
shit.
We're going to summon something,
Yeah.
or worse.
Oh, is this the kind of altar this is?
I don't
What
know.
could possibly go wrong?
Maybe
Well-
we'll all be banished to the deepest plains of hell. But wouldn't that just be a thrill?
No?
I mean, I'm guessing that given that you lived long enough to earn all your titles, it has not happened to you yet.
You have no idea how old she is, but she seems to have the titles, and she has the competence in some regards.
Yeah, so like, if she went through life with this kind of approach, and she's still alive to show it, then her decisions can't be that bad.
Well, it's entirely plausible there were more people around her before she started.
Yes, but she lived.
Yeah, she lived.
I mean, usually if you are the one casting the spell, you're at the center, like, and in the way of the magic forces.
Anyway, she pushes some notes into your hands, which appear to be a chant that she's written together. You're not the kind of person who knows what this chant would do, but she runs off saying that she has to go to the bathroom. Which would literally be anywhere outside.
Huh.
Yeah, just start on the chanting, and I'll be outside.
Well,
Won't be long.
that's less reassuring.
I start chanting with gusto.
So you notice that on every rune there's like something. Some of them have like a little tiny gemstone on it. Another one has a wand on it. There's one where there's food shaped in something, but you can't quite make out the shape. She's probably not a sculptor. You can try to make an academics check if you want to figure out what's most likely going to happen if you try to do this chant.
course I want to do that. I mean, I have like 8 in academics, D8, so
How
that's
big is your
mine.
brain? Are we galaxy
I'm
brain today?
gonna start chanting regardless.
You
Just
don't have
kind
the
of-
scroll, and you can't read what's on it.
I
Why did you
got
give it
an
to
8
her?
on academics. What does that
Oh.
give me?
Oh wow, you got 2 successes?
And an 8.
Oh wow.
4 and an 8. And a
Leopold,
1.
where are you during all this? After you vomited in the bush? Have you
Keeping
decided
a
to
safe
join everyone?
distance. Keeping a safe distance? Like,
You're like behind a couple of pews. You're not that close.
yeah.
You can still
Oh
see
man,
them.
there- Okay, so what does the academics roll tell me?
Okay, so you're not a white magic person, but
I
all this,
am kinda about to be.
but you're able to recognize some of the components of the spell. This is a mixture of a whole bunch of magic types. If you had to guess, you don't know if this person is either a goddamn genius, very lucky, or hoping that her luck helps her out, or just insane. But
No,
you've never seen like a chant or spell that looks anything like this.
Okay, so can I predict something about the results?
Oh yes, that was what we were trying to do. Well, you're pretty sure it's not going to blow everyone up, so that's nice. You think that if you try to cast a spell, it will certainly conjure forth something. But
Oh,
it's not going to be a stable connection. There's something about it that just makes you go, this just looks off.
I
But
mean,
I'll
if
let you...
it's not. When I think it's not stable, does it mean it can end at any time and leave the place as it was?
Yeah, you think that this spell will just fall apart at some point.
Okay. Then, like, I'm not even going to mind if the spell whiffs eventually, because that will just make it end safely, hopefully.
Okay, so you're going to start chanting the spell or not?
Hell yeah.
Holly, are you joining in?
She already
Yes.
did.
I'm doing my best.
Well then, ecum bocum it is. Leopold, you watch as these buffoons start to chant and dance around an altar.
Look, I made my research.
I'm
I know
taking
this is probably safe.
So the pews are made of stone, right?
Yeah, the pews are made of stone.
Yep, I'm taking cover.
You guys don't even notice as Leopold ducks for cover. And the
Of
Of
ecum
course we
bocum,
don't
ecum
notice,
bocum
why would we?
goes on and on.
I mean, he has his dagger launcher. If something bad comes out, he can shoot it.
So, I'm going to ask you, where's the amulet? Still with Leopold?
Yeah?
Excellent. This is pertinent information.
Of course it is.
Because as you go far enough into the spell, it's not very dramatic, like things don't start to glow or anything. There's one thing that glows, and it's like a mote of light that slowly grows into a humanoid shape in the center of this circle. It is a standing humanoid shape. And humanoid is a very generous way to put it, because you're not quite sure what this is. There's like tendrils of hair or tentacles or something coming out of it that look like wings in a weird way.
Okay, so it's probably not an elemental.
Yeah,
I
this
would
ain't an
know.
elemental.
Okay,
Or
well,
it's an elemental of light. Who knows?
okay, so if we stop chanting, will it disappear?
You don't know, but you can try.
I mean, if we don't try, then we'll just be stuck like this without being able to interact with it, so...
So you stop chanting, and you notice that the owl lady's like, "Oh, what have you? You look at what you've done! I told you so. It would work out just fine."
I helped.
But as you stop chanting, the creature starts to shrink back into itself. The items scattered in a ring around it are starting to slowly vanish as if they are eaten by golden light, and the candles are also burning at an accelerated rate. Whatever gateway it has come through, it is shrinking, and it is reaching out towards Leopold.
So if it's...
It's not
Do I
reaching out
see-
far, by the way. It's just like hand coming out.
Okay, guess I'll resume to see if I can keep the gate up after all.
You've wasted some of the supplies, but the gate seems to stabilize as you do this. as the creature is not shrinking down anymore.
Okay, and I try to motion for Tasha to reason with it. As much as she can reason with anything.
Oh, well, there's a little bit of research I need to do because, well, let's just say Tasha's doing the research here because she's taken out a book. Because I need to know the exact limits of what she can pull out of her ass in this situation. She's not too sure what she's doing. Oh yeah.
That's fine.
No. She is a green and purple wizard, so logically she can do things like telepathy. So she gets closer. And you don't know if she's reasoning with it, or like if it's a one-sided conversation, or if it's going both ways. But this is the first time you've seen Tasha actually have like somewhat of a serious expression.
Yeah, I'm not going to mind.
The creature suddenly jumps off the altar.
Huh, it can do that.
Yeah, it can do that now. And Tasha holds up her hands. Sort of like to say, stop.
If we stop chanting now, I guess, like, how many, like, given the past interruption of the ritual just a minute ago, like, interruption of the upkeep.
Yes. You don't know
Do you
what's going to
think,
happen if you stop. It will close the gate, most likely.
like, will it close completely, or we will be able to resume it again?
I mean, you can always restart it if you have the right materials, but you don't know if
Yeah,
Tasha has
and,
any more
like,
gemstones.
Okay, guess I'll just wait and be ready to, like, stop if it looks like Tasha's in danger or something.
Leopold, what do you do as this thing got up and down and is walking closer? It makes no sound as it moves. Although you get the feeling it's making sound. It's like this weird hum in your ear.
I brandish my sword and shout, "Stop!"
Your silver sword is drawn, and you wave it towards it, going, "Maha! Stop!" The creature stops for a moment. There's like two people telling it to stop. So at this point, it's doing a disadvantage. It's doing anything at a disadvantage, because that's how yelling stop works. If you just to get enough people to say stop, swipe or no swiping, you'll win. The creature seems more confused than like stopped by any magical force.
Okay.
Like, I'm ready to try to interrupt this at any time.
This seems to be mostly a stalemate, though you're not sure why.
Magic people, do something.
Again, like, until a reason to believe otherwise presents itself, I'm going to believe that it is here only because we allow it.
The creature raises its hand. This time, well, what looks to be a hand. Let's be clear, you can't quite tell. The light blurs, so any distinct shapes are blended together. A crack appears in its hand that's brighter than itself, and from it grows very slowly a thunderbolt of sorts.
Oh.
That's not good.
I duck behind a pew.
Jesus.
Duck and cover.
What a great idea. So as all this goes on, you hear from the other side of the hallway, like, what the hell is all this? Leopold, from your position, you can see these people quite fine. There's like some random people at the other side of the hallway.
Some random people, jeez.
They probably heard all the stuff that's been going on here.
Jeez. Can't have an abandoned ruin without... I mean, you would think this would be an abandoned ruin, but apparently not.
I mean, someone found it. Who knows who these people are? Otherwise, they wouldn't have it.
Oh, what's the beam of light doing?
So, this creature looks momentarily distracted. As it looks at the people who are like, what the hell? What in tarnation?
Go on.
This is our place. You goddamn cultists.
I'm not breaking the ritual just yet.
Excellent. At this point, Tasha holds up her hands again and tries to do something quite magical. And she compels it to step backwards. Back onto the altar. And as it does, what do you do?
I look at Tasha meaningfully as if expecting verbal instruction.
She seems to be busy holding this thing in place.
Oh well, I guess
you always need instructions.
I guess she forced it back so that we would close the gate on it, I guess. Okay, so enough chant because we have these people to deal with.
What does Holly do? Do you follow suit?
I feel like once Ellilyn has just stops chanting, she realizes that Holly has not been chanting the right thing this whole time, and just kind of been following the mood. She didn't even read the instructions, just kind of saying random noises and dancing.
Well, as you stop the ritual, the ingredients start to consume quickly, but by this point they're all basically worn out. So at that point, it just snapshot with a loud crackle that causes the very earth to shake.
Oh well, I hope we didn't break anything here.
I need to know what kind of skill I'm rolling for this because it's always kind of funky. Can I get dodge or jumping out of everyone? To not
dodge
fall
or jump?
This is speed, dodge, or jumping.
Okay.
Okay.
Speed and
Because
jump.
the ground is shaking pretty heavy.
I fall on my ass.
That's a 2, baby.
I have a fluffy tail though.
Holly is too light to fall over.
I have a 2, 3, and a 6.
Leopold, you're kneeling down. You're barely going to fall over, no matter how hard the ground shakes. Now that the creature is gone, the altar itself seems to have been drained of all its ingredients. The guys in the doorway are like, "What? Just look at these people. You're
I
unbelievable."
wave hello to them. Hello.
This ruin has been claimed by the House Rinaldi for investigation. What are you doing here?
Oh.
Oh dear.
Rinaldi again.
Well, to be fair, they were the ones who had the map.
Hold on, the same people?
No, these are different people. They're also not foxes. These are 2 boars.
Wow, boars that aren't like the other house, that's the boar house. Interesting.
I mean, they may just be hires, who knows?
Oh, well,
Well, we were...
I'm just going to... Which of my spells would be best suited to like a very far shot?
A what?
If I were to shoot them from across the hall, which element would be best?
Well, there are better spells for that, but if you use a wand...
I mean, I have my, like, I believe I have, like, my trappings in general.
Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think you actually have the range, because these guys are quite a distance away, and your spells do not go that far.
Yes, I mean... Yep. So, when they close in... Or... What's my best range spell?
Oh wait, no, medium is actually pretty far. Your best range spell, well, if you're not using a wand, you're going to be doing so at a d12 disadvantage. Your best range spell, well, they're all technically the same in terms of what they can do. It depends on what you want to achieve here.
I guess, like, I just want to prep something so that if, like, I'm just going to prepare myself, like, on my... I don't have a wand, do I? Or do I?
You have a wand. It comes with your trappings.
Oh, okay, then I guess I'll just take out my wand and, like, create earth to, like, fire a crystal dart from it.
Tasha's like, look at new friends. I told you this ritual would result in something amazing. We've made a friend, and now more friends.
Look, these friends are the ones that attacked us a few days ago, or at least their associates
They're pretty
did,
fast
so...
if they came here before us. Or now.
Well, not the same people, but the same general idea of people.
Oh my. Well, I probably shouldn't get too involved in you people's politics.
Yeah, politics are nasty. Like
the boars are heavily armored, and they are walking towards you. They're not like aggressive, but they don't look happy.
Okay, so I try to put on my best shout as to carry my voice across this distance.
You can use your minor elemental stunt to make your air louder.
Okay, great. So I loud speak at them. So what is it gonna be? Are you guys going to attack us, or can we actually talk about this?
They look at each other for a brief moment, and they give a small nod. Can I please get some initiative?
Let's go.
This far, so is it like a 5 or something?
This is actually long distance, so I think it's gonna suck.
Yeah, so
You're looking
difficulty.
at a 5.
Yeah, I said 5, okay. I have a
Jeez,
5 in
Leopold.
mind. Great.
Leobold is fine. Holly and are nothing special. You have to botch it to actually get something pretty bad, but
Yeah, well.
you're fine. They spend their action. Let me just roll this real fast to make sure that I... Okay. Cool. They get nothing special. They both take out a weapon and duck behind the stone pews. They are at a long distance, and they are readying themselves for something. And then your turn comes. That's all they do.
Okay, guess that means it won't be peaceful then. Fine. Oh, last guys that tried to attack us. Their arse is so warped they had to save them from dying. Are you sure you want to do this? I just keep loud speaking.
You don't get an answer back quite yet. Because
Yes,
it's
but
not their
I want.
turn.
Yes, but I want them to hear it.
They hear you.
Great.
What happens next?
Someone else
Well,
does an action.
I'm going to toss a knife at one of them.
That's way too far.
This
away,
far?
guys. You would have to seriously
Oh.
close the distance.
How
Like-
far away are they?
They are at a long distance, man. They are more than 36 meters away from you. This is a big-ass building.
Yeah.
You're like on
Okay.
the complete other side, but...
Hmm.
You could easily, like, take a run or a dash action and get close enough to throw a knife, but they are in cover, so you're dealing with a hard target.
You could just start flying from one end to the other and just kinda dive, like, bomb them.
Yeah, 'cause that worked so well last time.
No, I mean, don't crash into them, just shoot from above. Stay out of their range.
Use gravity.
Don't.
That might be a plan, actually, to fly up and get the aerial advantage.
Yeah, I mean, you have time to do this, and they don't seem to have anything shooty.
Though, they do.
Yeah.
They have, like, guns. That's what they pull
Oh,
out.
Gun.
guns!
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh,
Okay, well, Leobold seems to have the right idea with hiding and stuff.
On the plus side, once a gun is fired, it can do so for a long-ass time.
Yeah, well,
Well, still, I'm going to fly up and take an aerial attack if possible.
Alright. Let's roll some dice. I gotta figure out what the cover dice are for this situation, but otherwise I think I got this covered. I've gotta look for the spot rules for light switch, because that's where concealment is for some reason hidden. Mounted combat, so it says swimming, environment, concealment. Okay, I think I know exactly what I need to roll here. There we go. What did you roll on your attack roll?
I didn't yet. Boop.
Jesus, they rolled well. 3 is your highest
I
number.
got-
Yeah, you miss. Your sword just plinks off far. Like, you're not used to this. And now that you're in the air, you're in the air. What does anyone else do? Aladdin, have you done anything on your turn, or have you just been chatting with them?
I mean, I spoke, I guess.
You have a spell ready?
I have spell ready. Can I have a different spell ready on my rod if I have one on my wand?
You have 2 hands, and a spell only takes 1.
Great. I mean, I have 2 tools, I guess. guess I'll just stick to a pew as well, if there is one
Duck for
within
cover.
range.
Yeah, there's
Like-
like a small railing around it that's like solid enough to provide cover.
I mean, like, if we're close to the altar, I don't know how far from any pews we are.
There's a small distance between the pews, and also that would be a sprint.
Yeah, okay, then I'll just kind of... I wonder if you can drop to all fours for this.
Yep, but you'd probably discard your spells in the process.
In this case, I guess I'll just kind of
Duck for
try
cover.
to... Yeah, I want to get behind a pew so that I'm covered, and also so that I'm slightly closer. And on my turns, I can start making my way between pews, moving from cover to cover.
Oh my. Well, what does Leopold do? Leopold, you're actually already in cover, and you have your weapon out.
Okay, so how far away are they from me?
Well, from you, not so much, because you're already like a bit in. They're medium distance from you.
Okay, and they're hiding behind one of the pews.
Yes, like the furthest away pews.
Okay. Are the pews like attached to the floor in any way?
Do
Like
you want
what
to
kind
lift
of
one of them and
pews?
throw them?
Like what kind of pews are these?
What are you going at here?
Well, I was thinking like running there, then do a jump kick and toppling the pew onto them.
That might work. You
I
haven't
think
checked
it's...
if the pews are mounted at the ground, but
I mean, you can check that on your own,
they are
given that
stone
you're
pews,
behind one.
so even if they weren't bolted down, they're pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Low center of mass.
Yeah. Will really hurt if they fall onto you.
I mean, I think they are like kind of low, and most of the mass is on the bottom.
Yeah.
Like it's a low bench with a back, I think.
Well, it depends on design. There are kinds of pews. But yeah, that's my plan. Run at them, do a jump kick, try to topple the pew onto them.
All right. You make one foolish move. I'm going to. Oh, what would be? You know what? Just give me a melee attack. Just gimme.
Hold on,
Melee
you are
attack.
close enough for this?
Well, I'm
If he's going
running there.
stupid enough to run straight at them out of cover, yes, I will say that he's close enough to do this.
Okay, so melee combat with
There are different pews, so you will only get one if you succeed.
that's melee combat plus strength plus body, and I'm going to throw in overconfidence as well. Since
That's interesting.
that
I mean,
kinda-
it is overconfidence in a nutshell what he's doing.
Yeah, this is kind of textbook overconfidence.
Yeah. Okay, that's 1, 1, 5, 5, and 7.
Okay, well, the good news is you don't completely kick yourself out of consciousness by tripping over the last pew and hitting your head.
Ooh.
That's a
But-
plus.
You do find that these are long pews, heavy pews. Even if they were made of wood, this would not be the most fantastic idea.
So I just
However,
cannot.
You
Gonna
do succeed
jackass
at one
myself.
thing. As you essentially jump off the last pew and land behind the pew before that, sorry, the second last, the guy that was sitting behind that one is like, what just happened? He is essentially sent reeling because he's very confused at what just happened. Your overconfidence is staggering. Literally.
I'll take it.
So, on his turn, instead of actually just shooting you with a gun, he takes an aim action and recovers from reeling because he's just like, oh, he shakes his head and goes, ugh. The other guy, however, is like, we don't have to answer you people. Once we clean off the floor. You see him, So, Holly, for some odd reason, you decided that when you're fighting people with guns, the best idea is to be out in the open, in the air. You still get
I can move.
Now, you still get a bonus d12 because you're quite a distance away, and guns are not that fantastic. Even back in this yonder yesteryear. I need to look up if anything special I need to know, but I don't think there is. This is just a straight ranged attack roll. And you may roll me dodge. Plus a bonus d12 because you're a distance away.
Plus, it's my preferred action for versus ranged attacks.
Oh, hell yeah, so you get to reroll ones.
Roll
I have to roll
defense.
one thing first before we do anything. Because this is a gun, and guns have a chance of just not firing. This one does.
Oh, okay.
Ba-da-bop.
This is ranged attacks.
Yes.
Dodge. Which thing? Speed, probably.
Yes, speed. It's usually speed.
Difficulty. 4,
Um,
I guess.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, doesn't matter.
There's a dodge button.
Matter.
This is a contested roll.
Oh.
5, 3, and what's the D12?
Roll the
And
d12, please.
roll 1d12. Good.
I have great news
Heart.
for you. Roll me soak.
Oh no. What about my favorite action? Do I get to re-roll anything?
Reroll.
Oh, you get to reroll this one, I guess.
Yes, that's right. Roll the d12.
Okay.
Aw.
It's not much
Still a
better.
5. Oh well.
Well, you still might
Roll
roll some
soak.
soak.
Okay. Is the soak just body dice?
Soak is body plus armor. There is a section that tells you that. You have d4 and d6. Oh wait, you're injured. I need to remember that.
Yeah, so 1 more damage if you do get hit. Or
Okay,
you
I have
do get
great
hit.
news for you. Because you rolled a successful soak, you're not dead.
Oh, thank goodness.
The downside is you're going to have to exhaust your combat save to not die.
Okay.
So, you get shot, and it hurts like hell, and you would prefer not being in the air for too long.
Owie.
Just drop down somewhere and sit it out for the rest of the...
You are reeling, hurt, injured, and afraid. And your healing quota for injured has been reset.
Oh. So is that 3 damage?
That was, well, technically speaking, you took 5 damage.
Oof.
But your
And then I
negation stops
soaked
those
2.
two.
So
You also drop out of the air. But we'll resolve that
that's
later.
one of my goals ticked off.
That is, however, their entire their round. The other guy now tosses his gun aside so he can take a new weapon into hand. Which appears to be a bow. Just a regular old bow.
Hold on, what?
Now it's you guys' turn. Ellen, we're going to go with you first because you're falling towards the floor.
Holly, not Ellen.
Holly, yes. Holly, can you give me just let's just say what will be better here? Let's just do endurance. Speed, body endurance to not hit the ground as hard as you want to.
Okay. Speed.
Oh wow. Yeah, you flawlessly land behind one of the pews. But you must spend your other action for the turn not being reeling anymore. But hey, at least you're not dead on the floor.
Okay, yay.
You might want to just sit this one out from now on.
Yeah, I'm gonna chill for a hot minute.
Okay, so... Can I quickly prepare and cast Move Earth to try to yank one of the pews? The guy that didn't just shoot is behind to just kinda crash him between 2 of them.
I mean, don't you have 2 spells readied?
Yes. What? You're just preparing spell after spell.
I mean, I still have my, create earth on my wand, so I guess this would be a rod cast.
Yes. So
Okay.
you're gonna shoot create earth.
Now I'm going to
Move earth.
instead.
All right. Roll me move earth. Who are you hitting? The guy who shot or the guy who's flabbergasted that this
The
line-
flabbergasted guy.
Excellent. Go ahead. A
Uh,
okay. Oh no, wait, no. This is a success roll, so you have to tally the successes, which in this case is 1. Versus speed and dodge, which isn't that amazing, but we'll see what happens. Oh, he's fine. I sounded flat there, but he's fine. He
okay.
ducks out of the way, but he is now in the open. There's nothing covering him because the pew flew out against the wall. And Tasha's like, you people need to stop this. You're making a mess. Stop shooting your loud guns.
Is she going to do something in this situation?
No. She's grumpy that you all are
Okay.
making such a mess.
Well, you see, this is what happens when we go anywhere. People start attacking us. Like, this is why
I
we
didn't
want to
attack
get.
you. You're being very mean about the situation. Fine, you want me to do some magic mumbledy boop?
No!
Oh,
Like,
I won't do magic.
don't get associated with us because they will start coming after you as well.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want that,
Fine.
but I wouldn't.
Well, you know, I didn't get where I am now by making a habit out of listening to people. Leopold, what do you do?
Okay. I'm get up. Am I? Oh yeah, the pew kind of flew away. So am I within striking distance of
You can
the?
easily just jump stride over the pew and smack at him.
Over the pew when it's moved.
Hmm.
Well, he's behind another pew.
Okay, well,
Like when he
Okay.
jumped off the pew at the end, he landed behind the pew before that one.
Alright.
yeah, okay.
So can I like do that as one action and then use another action to do something else?
Well, stride is still technically an action. Like you still have to
Ah.
jump over it.
Okay. Well, what if I do a charging strike?
Sure, go nuts. Roll me just sprint. Although no, you'll make this. Doesn't matter. Don't roll sprint. Just go for it.
Yep. I sprint at him and hack at him with my sword. So that's
Oh Jesus!
where's the dice? That's a 3d8, d10. Okay, a 1, 3, 5, and 7.
1, 3, 5, and 7. Good news.
You hit.
No, he has 3 successes, so he does 5 damage. I think.
Oh god.
Yeah, you just cleave into this man. The other
Ow.
dude,
It's armored though.
he is armored. He is wearing a gamberson, which is a slightly different kind of armor. He rolls no successes, so he just takes 5 damage. He's dead. You basically decapitate him.
Christ.
Okay, so the other guy had the like, so this guy that had the other unfired gun is dead. So there's now one guy that's alive and has to reload.
When Leopold hits, he hits hard.
Yeah, I just bounce from the floor and just
You have
swipe the
one more action.
swipe his
Rest
head
in
off.
fucking pieces.
I'll just roar at the other guy.
Okay.
Try.
Roar.
I go for intimidation against this whatever.
Roll me presence and will.
That's
And body,
will.
since it's technically applicable.
Yep, buddy. Will is a d6. Where's my presence? That's a 4 d6, and I have intimidation gift, so that's a d12.
Amazing.
That's quite nice. Okay, that's a 1, 2, 3, 6, and 8.
He looks pretty spooked, but he ain't leaving. At
Just-
the very least, he's getting revenge on you by the looks of by the hard look on his eyes. So now, I would like to point out that Tasha's like, you guys are. I'm gonna cast a spell. You guys are not gonna stop me. You don't know what she's doing, but she starts running across the pews towards the boar man. And this guy sees her, and he looks at Leopold for a moment. He takes a second to think. Then he dives in, takes the guy's gun because he still has that. And
Oh, he was this close.
yeah, he was close enough that he can make a dive for it and grab it.
Okay.
Now I'm going to odds or even, Leopold.
Odds.
Good for you. He ain't shooting at you. Because that would be
Oh,
a
no.
point blank fucking bullet to the chest. Instead, he aims at the wizard lady, who's clearly insane and probably going to do something even more stupid than has been happening so far. He takes aim and fires. She's a medium distance away, so that is a decay. Oh my! So he fires. Leopold, this sounds kind of weird because you hear whoosh, whoosh. What do you think happened?
Failure to ignite.
That-
No, it ignited. You heard the pang and whoosh of a bullet. And then you heard it again.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's weird. Maybe he traveled back? Or he there were 2 bullets? What? This is weird.
You notice that the owl lady's standing next to you and she gives him a little nudge and he falls over.
Uh,
Okay, I was some distance away. Can I see what happened from an observer's view?
You don't know what happened. Bullets are very fast.
Okay, so how did the old lady move?
Oh, she just like started stepping on top of the pews, running towards him.
Yeah, and then...
Then the guy took the gun and shot a bullet at her.
Hmm.
And then
Does
she appeared besides Leopold, was probably somewhat confused at the fact that the Boarman stopped moving after he shot the gun.
Huh.
yeah.
That's
very
some
much
wizardry
confused.
at work.
Okay, you don't have a hole in you, do you?
She looks down herself, but he does.
Oh,
You can in fact
Okay, well-
verify that there's a very clean bullet hole in like the middle of his head.
oh,
Oh, so this time we don't have any of them alive for questioning. Lame.
well then, that's some clever use of magic, that is.
Yes, it's an amazing spell, isn't it? Very complicated, very hard to learn, but it's very much worth the effort.
Oh, I see this.
Would you like to learn it? It only takes a few months.
No, thank you. Math already makes my head hurt.
Oh, big sad, big sad. We'll fix that someday.
I
We'll
could
find
though.
something for you.
And big words. They also hurt me.
I could though. I say, wave my hand in the air.
Do you know the basics of thaumaturgy?
Um,
Do you have an
It's
understanding of the basic concepts of forceful realignment?
well, I am an elementalist. Does it mean I have some kind of understanding?
You have like baby levels compared to what this would probably require.
Well, but that's better than none, right?
Yeah, most likely.
Okay, then I just admit it.
Well, this situation was quite exciting, wasn't it? We summoned the thing, we got to fight some people. I don't feel too good about it, but let's be honest. I can't help what I do.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
various hurt bat noises.
We should probably bury the dead before they come back alive. Places like this tend to make for cursed corpses.
oh,
Right, well,
Is any one of you a priest?
not me.
You don't have to be certified, you just have to know funeral rites.
Okay,
I'm a
look.
mailman.
Look, I saw that my friend there got shot and I would like to check on her.
Oh yes, the bullets, the other one.
But after that, I can make some holes in the ground. I can do that. And then we
I'll
can
take
put the
care of the
corpses
holes
in.
in the ground. Don't worry about it. I know how to move Earth.
Oh, in this case, then I'll just go check on Holly and I go do that.
Holly, how are you doing? You feel sore.
Very
You have a bleeding
owies.
wound.
But I'm not dying, which is good.
You can verify though that because Holly is a very light target, the bullet did go clean through. So
Owie.
At least they ain't stuck in you.
at least it didn't hit.
Did I
you.
get any holes in my nice new cloak?
One.
Well, yeah, but for some reason it seems to be gone. Like where you would expect there to be a hole, there's none.
Oh, thank goodness.
Your cloak has regeneration 10.
Heck yeah. It's better at surviving than I am.
Heck yeah. Leopold, as you're standing in the entrance, you notice that when this lady said she can move Earth, she's like doing so with an invisible bowl of force She's not like moving earth the way a Leland would.
Okay. I'll search the corpses, see if there's anything interesting on them.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, you of course find their basic equipment,
Yep.
which is always exciting.
Oh yeah. I'll take the guns. Like those are valuable.
They are quite valuable. I mean, it depends on if you can find a buyer for them, but these are 2 fusils. They're not in the best shape, but they're pretty good. These are clearly veterans, judging by the state of this equipment. They're old but well kept.
All right. 2 fusils and all whatever ammo they have. These.
They had like 10 regular shots each.
Yep. Fusils, then regular shots.
Well, 9. They both
Any-
used 1.
Well, yes. So, wait. So, is that like 18 in total?
18 in total.
That have not been fired.
Yeah, okay. Collect all of that. And, any money on them?
Perhaps. Will you roll me a d12 for treasure?
Treasure.
Oh, wow.
One.
One of them has a short
Yay.
sword. That looks kind of neat. And as for
Okay.
money, these are day laborers out in the wild, so they're not carrying much. They are carrying, in total, around 6 denarii.
6 denarii.
They also wear gambesons, which, if you want to sell armor, these are not cheap.
Well,
The
it's
gambesons
kinda-
are 2d4, by the way.
Well, I'll pocket the 6 denarii.
Yep. And, well, that short sword
And-
looks neat. And they also have bows on them, because guns only fire once.
Fancy short sword.
As you pick up the short sword, it starts to glow.
Ooh.
You hold your hand there,
And-
and it's warm. It's like it's a torch.
And you become aware of any arcs nearby.
No, it just glows when he holds his hand on the handle.
No. Well, that's neat.
You're pretty sure that if you held this against some wood long enough, it would probably catch fire.
Ooh.
That's just exciting.
Okay. I'll take it and any associated sheath.
There is a sheath for it, yes. It's just a
Yeah.
leather wrapping, nothing special.
Okay. Yep. Well. Right.
Exciting.
Yep. I have a new sword. How many swords do I have? I have like 3 swords on me.
You're becoming a true fighter.
Can never have too many swords.
I remember I once saw a guy who said that the whole point of fighters in Dungeons and Dragons is that they can use all the weapons, and I'm like, you do know that there's really no benefit to having all the weapons in Dungeons and Dragons, right? He didn't understand that. He was too obsessed with the ideal image of people. I mean, 5e doesn't fucking matter. 3.5, there
I
were
mean-
so many stats to weapons.
I mean, if they actually broke,
Yeah, if you have breaking rules, maybe, but then you just got a shit GM.
Well, it's also a
I mean, if you play this system that isn't D&D where they don't break,
it's also a a cool check the detail. Like I recently read a short story where this one fighter guy had like dozen axes on him that he had all given names. Like
That's
it's just
cute. That's cute.
detail. Doesn't really matter if it's any mechanical benefit. Just
Awesome.
cool thing you checked it us.
Well, as you finish up with the bodies, the lady comes by and she takes them over. I'm pretty sure their bags are around here somewhere. Look at these people. They're out in the wild without a backpack. As the earth ripples under them and carries them to the hole she dug. So do we have a priest yet?
have I checked on Holly yet?
Yes. What are you checking up on Holly with? You've already
Oh,
verified that
no.
there is indeed a hole in her that goes all the way through.
Okay, can I plug it so that she doesn't leak out?
You can take some time to do first aid. Give me mind and academics versus 3.
Well, of course. Like,
You slap a bandage on it. Kapow! Hurt and afraid
I'm-
are away.
with a 7, I would have hoped it would be better than that. Oh well.
As a mercenary, could I, recall some words to say over dead bodies? Like,
Oh my goodness, I'm trying to think of something snappy.
like I would have seen people do it.
You know what? Roll me your career dice, academics, and will.
Okay, well that's better. Let's see. Oh, that's a 3 and a 6.
Well, you remember a few words that priests always tend to say. You think
Yeah.
it's some sort of warding spell that sanctifies the body, but who knows what it is? You're not a priest.
From dust to dust and so forth. Then I
Back to Salome with you, bitch boy. You died. I win. Yay.
throw a panful of ground into the hole. I think they also do that. Just throw a rock at the body.
At this point, Tasha's like, "Oh my, you really do know a lot about the dead, don't you?"
You've caused at least a few of them.
Yeah,
What
I
a
know how to
well-educated
make-
boy.
I know how to make him.
I wish you guys took more after this man. He's very tall.
I'm trying my best.
And I'm a squirrel. I can
Are you
yeah.
really now? I hadn't noticed. Incredible.
look.
I am.
I don't need to be tall when I can do this, and with that I climb onto a wall.
Like, Leopold is over 2 meters tall and a blue.
You should get giant, man. You should totally just get giant. Be the big man.
Lord.
Reach on your attacks.
Something.
I just have written on Holly's sheet height short. Because I don't
should
really
not be
know
anywhere near Leopold.
what I don't know what constitutes as relatively short in feet. Because
Yeah.
they use normal people measurements.
I mean, I don't know if like the various species have normal human heights, or do they have variations based on the original animal?
Well,
I mean, I assume squirrels would be shorter than the average human, and
Like-
lions bigger.
I just
Yeah.
took my height from an actual lion's. So
My.
I don't think I'm going to be the same size as an actual bat. That might not go well.
Yeah, like
There's one
10
thing I wanted
centimeters
to point
tall.
out, by the way.
like I can imagine that Holly would be below 5 feet.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Big soldier man. Don't you think that if someone were to say be around here, they wouldn't send out everyone at once and leave one guy to keep the fort, wouldn't they? Or something like that, you know? Bandits usually sit in the trees while they send one man out to probe the area.
I might say that makes sense. Like send a scouting party first, and
If
then
they send 2
maybe
people, how many more may there be? There could be an whole army inside that building. Or in the woods. Or under the ground waiting to rise as undead. Exciting, isn't it?
That's one word for it. Yes. Could I make some kind of educated guess as to how many people they
Sure.
might still have in
Roll
reserve?
me your career, mind, and will.
Career. Let's see. Mind is and it's would tactics figure into this in any way?
No.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's another D. D6. I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 6.
What is with your rolls today, Belmore? Jesus!
You get very
Jinkies.
consecutive ones.
A lot of ones, too. But hey, we're
1,
rolling
2,
lots of dice, I
3,
guess.
4, 6.
Well, you stand there thinking for a moment when suddenly you hear a very loud clap of a gun firing. You're not sure
Gonna
where it
say,
came
oh
from,
no, snake's coming.
but you suddenly hear someone crying out, "You better put your goddamn weapon on the ground before we perforate ya." And when is that
Again,
today?
swear.
They have more people, yes.
Oh boy.
Can I?
I've already been shot once. I'm gonna comply and put my like knives on
I
the
mean,
ground.
Are we all even outside?
Nope.
They
You
know.
two are inside, and Belmore and this insane lady are outside.
Right. Can I, figure where that came from?
Nope. Well, you know what? Roll me observation. Listen.
Okay, observation.
Will.
Yes, there it is. D4.
You're trying to
Observation.
your ears are slightly ringing from the gunshots, so.
Well, that's listen so I can throw in my species.
Yes.
Yeah. Genius. 1, 2, and 6.
Well, it's sure from around here.
Right. Well, they're shooting guns.
Like I
Is
said,
there...
the session ends here. Like next time, you're gonna find out exactly what's going on.
Like,
Oh boy.
I will be immediately looking for, like, any kind of cover. Bushes, rubble, anything.
As a quick point, like you are standing near the edge of a forest. There's the whole forest. There's the building.
Right.
There's technically the temple, and anything on top you could do. Like, they might even have decided to dive into one of the graves with the corpses and get buried alive. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I will be diving into some kind of cover. Yeah.
I will tell you that because of your good observation roll, you do know that the gunshot fired was like an arming pistol, like a side pistol.
Hmm.
So if they have another gun, they didn't fire that one yet.
Yep. Well, I still have 2 guns.
They're not loaded
I
though.
Yeah.
Well,
Unless you took time during the whole digging of the graves thing to load them, I'll give you.
I
And
mean,
did
they
he-
don't know they're not loaded.
Did he actually take both of the guns?
Yeah.
Okay, well, guess we can't load them for him.
Like, while the whole thing was going, I kind of thought I would be loading them since it takes so long to prep them, have them ready if anything happens.
And you were expecting something to happen?
Yeah, like these were just scouts or something.
Pretty well equipped for scouts.
Well, they're being hired by a noble.
Yep.
So yeah, I have 2 prepared fusils just in case. Guess.
I got a gun.
Pop,
Two
pop.
seconds.
I mean, if we need to be besieged in this temple, then
Does a fusel do?
I can tell you that right now, actually. A fusel is a two-handed long-range weapon. Speed, range, combat versus defense. Spark D10. Damage plus 3 slaying. So even if you hit once, that's 5 damage. It takes 10 rounds to reload. You're probably going to get arrested for having it on your person. And it's loud.
Weird. Okay, what's Spark D10?
Allow me to explain the spark dice system, which I already kind of hinted at. Whenever you fire a gun, you roll your spark dice. If it's a 1, the gun hangs fire because they're not that reliable yet, and the gun's dice goes down. Essentially, it's a gun degrading over time and jamming.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, they're expensive.
Once it reaches below a D4, it just dies completely. I think I like dwindling dice. I might use that for how your hook gun works.
That's also actually how I told you about the Macchiato Monsters system. That's what they use.
For supplies and
for
such.
everything. Yeah, it has risk die. It's for everything: resources, weapons. Everything has a risk die, which is a dwindling resource.
Neat.
But yeah, So, next time.
But good news, you might be able to resolve this one diplomatically.
Yeah, like how? We haven't resolved things diplomatically since.
You might have to solve it diplomatically because, who knows how many guns are aimed at you.
Even one is probably a little too many.
I mean,
Look.
considering one does 5 damage.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
Yep.
You might
Well.
want to layer on those Gamersons. You'd be a big puffy boy.
Just a sphere of armor rolling around.
Well, Gamersons are like wool and padding, so it's you'd be a big puffy boy. Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
But don't worry. Don't worry. I got this under control as I roll in some backup characters. No, don't worry about it.
Okay. So, do we do the end of session
Yes! Time for the checkups.
checkups?
Let's take a look at what we all go through. Well, first and foremost, y'all get a point for showing up.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Yay!
You also
I
get
did it.
you get another point for completing a chapter.
Hooray.
There were chapters.
Well, yeah, no, the whole town thing was basically a chapter.
Hey.
And you know what? Since you guys are having such a hard time, another one for the whole demon summoning thing. So
That was a
Dang.
demon.
And
now we get to go to the actual character parts. Let's start off with Leo the Bold. Did you live up to your motto?
Deeds, not words.
Yes, you did. Jesus Christ, you did.
if anything, you did some deeds.
Deeds good
Dirty
done.
deeds done quick. It takes one cleave. Okay, Holly, did you live up to your motto? Every little bit helps.
I mean, I guess.
I think you did.
It's kind of a
Give
vague statement.
I think you did. I think you tried your best despite doing really foolish stuff. What about Alalalan? Have you lived up to your motto?
Have I learned anything today? Have I learned how to summon demons? Have I learned how to make someone sick with a... Oh, that could be useful in this encounter that's coming up. Yeah, I think so.
Go ahead, give yourself that slapping point. Maybe. You know, something weird I learned is that apparently enunciating every word with a slap is apparently a black thing, and I'm not supposed to do it. I don't get it.
Well, like how you aren't supposed to do something.
I mean, I've literally never seen anyone do it, so I just assumed it was
seems
an
to be like
American.
a Twitter thing only, like like it's only when you can use emotes. Like no one's ever slapped like that, but whenever
Yeah, that's what I mean. I've seen it in text form, but I've never seen anyone do it out loud.
I guess that shows that none of us know black people or American
Well,
black
maybe
people at that. The
Yeah,
Afro-
Well,
I'm in Australia.
I am in Poland, like everyone here is white and Catholic.
yeah, and I'm more
Yeah.
likely to see people from the Middle East and North Africa than
Also,
anyone
I'm
who
pretty
would
sure,
slap it.
like,
who would be 911 slapping.
Aboriginal Australians have different kind of cultures than African American.
But
People.
how about we focus?
Yeah.
Has anyone completed any exciting goals?
I did. I took a blow that does at least 3 damage after soak.
Oh,
You know,
boy.
the good goal that I had.
You get resolve. Now, the fun part is resolve is going to help you just a little bit. I think you're going to like this one. So, what do you think resolve does?
I actually have the book open, so you may claim your will dice as a bonus soak dice.
So we're able to take just a little bit more damage.
That's good.
I like it.
And yeah,
Okay. Did I? Well, I have cat someone that should be faster than you. Like,
Yep. Technically speaking, you've done that.
Yeah, you outrun me.
oh yeah.
bring someone back from dying.
You've all done a goal today. Exciting.
Hooray.
I don't know about learn what magics can fuel such powerful effects because I don't think I learned that just yet. But I
You're
feel like
getting
I'm on the
close, though.
way. Yeah.
You saw some magics happen. Learning comes next.
You are observing a powerful wizard. Don't
Did
forget that
I?
if you don't like your gift, you can immediately turn it into 5 experience.
Oh yeah. Did I defeat?
I'm fine with my gift.
Yeah, resolve definitely can't hurt to have.
Like, I become an apprentice of white magic. That's like my character goal of learning more things, options.
Great. What about you saying there, Belmore?
Did I defeat anyone bigger than myself?
It's hard to find such people.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Let's be clear, Leopold. You're gonna have to find someone who's pretty freaking big. If you're let me put this straight. You're 2.1 meters. You are technically a body D12. Like you're
Big
going to have
boy.
to specifically look for someone.
Okay, that's good. And was anyone I intimidated higher standing than myself?
No.
It's all kind of goons.
Yeah. Okay. Need to shout at the next noble win, I guess.
I mean, I might be spoiling something here, but maybe soon you'll get to see someone you can intimidate,
Oh.
and they'll be wondering why are you intimidating me, and it's well I need to get a gift. And then they'll be like, okay, it's cool.
I'm in it for the gifts.
Well, yeah. For completing a goal, did we get XP for that or a gift?
You get the gift that is between the brackets, and you can trade that gift in for 5 experience points by immediately retraining it if you wish.
All right.
I'll get my gift from the goal. Can you apply it to my sheet?
I'll
or
apply those
something?
gifts when we're all done,
Okay.
Oh, I did that already.
and then I'll.
So,
okay, doesn't matter.
so being a white magic apprentice, what does that give me?
Fast.
Okay. Well, the trappings are just so that you qualify for a bunch of stuff. You don't get any of the trappings. You have to find them and acquire
Yeah,
them.
okay.
But you don't need them necessarily.
Okay, well, it's possible
So what does White Magic Apprentice get you? It gets you the following. It gets you Rally and Apply Divine Aid. When you rally someone, you can roll Will and Leadership, and you may call upon the Shining Light of all creation, Salame, and you can remove Hurt, replace Dying with Fatigued, remove On Fire, replace Marionette with Reeling, replace Controlled with Immobilize, replace Immobilized to Slowed with a Reeling condition, or Immobilized or Slowed. There may be other things. I'm allowed to say that your special calling upon God can do more than that. You can take 5 minutes to immediately remove everyone's hurt condition by being a fantastic priest. And you can ready 2 holy weapons, Repudiation and Rebuke.
Oh man, more spells, because 8 wasn't enough.
The good thing about these spells is that they are holy, so if you see any undead, just slap them with this.
Yeah, great, because there were ghosts not last night, but like night a week ago.
So, in case you want to know what Rebuke does, it is a resist spell, it does damage plus 0 penetrating, and it sweeps. Counters unholy, so if someone tries to cast an unholy spell and you got this sitting in your hand, they ain't doing much. Repudiation just makes the opponent confused and counters any pre-existing magic, so that's nice.
Nice. So I get to dispel.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, well, that's a great gift. I would not want to reroll it.
I'm going to look at the trappings real fast. What exactly could you get? Because the way that trappings work is you can use them, you can exhaust them, and then next session you get your trappings ability back.
And here they kind of start exhausted because I don't have them yet.
Well, let's see. What are cleric trappings? I know there's 2 sets for some reason. There's the right hand and the left hand. And it just changes whatever you get, a calendar sword or an electrum rod. It doesn't matter. You don't need the robe is only for certain things. The wand is more flavor. Although I think if I get fancy and invent my own gifts, I would probably assign some things.
I mean, aren't wands for preparing spells on them?
Yeah. As are rods. You can use rods to counter and wands to negate range penalties.
Yeah, so like having a second wand would let me like basically have a second loaded gun, so to say.
Yep. Probably.
And this one isn't even so slow to reload.
But I will say that you get to instantly exhaust this gift to receive at least the book, the Testaments of Heloise, which are the magic book you require to understand this magic. And
Okay, so
we'll just say that the owl lady at some point gives you this book. It's like, hey, if you're interested in this, here's like the basic baby book to get started.
Yeah, certainly. Like, as you can see, I end up healing a lot of people because I'm kinda trained in the basic old medicine, but having magic to help me out would be helpful. So I'm glad you have this book. I will put it to good use.
Oh, Leopold has adjusted his speed. He is now a heckin' fast boy.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, you don't even want to sprint. Like, sprinting to you is basically useless. Allow me to explain why sprinting is useless to you in just a few words. You can sprint up to 2 paces forward. You can dash 6 forward and then immediately stride 2 backwards to get to 4. So, generally speaking, you have no benefit of dashing. The math works in your favor. Holly, what gift did you get again? Resolve. Yes.
I got resolve. Yeah.
You know, you have enough points that you could buy like an increase to one of your dice if you wish. Increased
To one of my
trait die if
base
you want,
dice.
or buy a gift in general. Like you have 11 points, 12 actually.
Yeah, I'm looking through the book at the moment.
Or you can buy like 3 skill ups.
Yeah, you mentioned that I need leadership in some role.
That is the magic role
Rally.
for the rally, the special rally where you're like, I am the voice of God and you all are cool guys. Feel better.
Yeah, so I might want to buy a leadership point at some point, but maybe not just yet. I could want to instead wait for a stat increase gift or some other
Well, if you want to
gift.
go after leadership, I guess I could make that a part of your goal.
I mean, I just need a skill rank in leadership so that I'm not at 0, so that I can maybe botch it less.
Ooh. I have a question. In what skill would you like to have knack the most of all of them? In case you want to know what knack does, it gives you
I have one in observation already, so I kind of know.
Okay. Then we'll...
It gives me an extra skill rank, I know that.
It gives you an extra skill rank and lets you reroll.
Yeah.
Well, I'll think of something for all you guys' new goals. I didn't expect you all to do one right out of the gate like that. But hey, that just shows you're going places, meeting people.
I mean, you gave me this fairly easy one because it's something that I did even before I got this goal.
Yeah, but it's like part of who you are. This is a very critical character moment, and you help 2 people, so.
Is getting my ass beat really a character?
However,
important.
Yes.
Before I forgot, there is one more way you guys can all earn experience point because you all get to give any person you think did something cool a point. You get to assign your MVP for the game. Leopold, who will you give the MVP point to?
Which of them was more? What can I do? Holdings. Let's go with Holly, since got a holy nerve.
Holly is a lady after your heart, since she basically acts like you. Very straightforward.
We're kind of dummies. We can bond over that.
Yeah, very holy.
Holly, who gets your special boy point?
I'm going to go with Ellelyn because she was the only one that actually focused on what the hell was going on and found all the magic stuff, started the ritual, and was doing a whole lot of cool things.
Cool.
It was like the level head of the group.
Well, that's what you get for traveling with a wizard. Ellen, who gets your special boy point?
Well, you see, if it wasn't for Holly, we wouldn't have met Tasha in the first place as fast as we did, because the just kind of zooming after her part was crucial to how this game played out.
Zoom.
so I can't help but place my point there.
Excellent.
Hooray.
Amazing. Fantastic.
So does this mean I get one now?
No, you give one to Holly. You got one.
I
from
gave.
Holly.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
gave
so-
one to.
So in total, this part of the wrap-up gives me 1 point.
Yeah.
Does
this
Holly
gives
get
you one.
2?
You already got a couple of them from other places. Yes.
Yeah. So, like, I went from 3 to 8.
Jesus. You are growing fast.
Yeah.
You can spend those on skill, or you can save them up for a gift. Or
Yeah,
until you know what
like-
to spend them on.
Like, I think I want to save up for a gift, although if I bought 1 rank in leadership now, it would be useful. Probably.
Depends on what you want to get.
Yeah, or you know what, I'll just get the leadership rank now.
Pew. What is your favorite use?
I don't need to fill this in immediately, but
Nope.
probably the special rally, or like... Can we discuss this later?
Yeah, you're allowed to assign it whenever you want. Like, even up to the final moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, unless Leopold has anything to add, or Holly. I say it's time to end the stream.
Okay.
Next time, I assure you, there's going to be very, very little magical going on. Except maybe for some undead. It is a temple after all, and it just wouldn't be the same without some skeletons.
Well, I learned this right on time.
Give him the old magic zap. Actually, I don't know what those are. Let me just look it up, because okay, let's see. Rebuke with a commanding voice. You can direct a spirit at someone else. Not to extort the good, but to destroy the wicked. Many practitioners do not like the spell, believing they should never cause harm. Oh yeah, because there's... The thing about the white magic is, a lot of people that practice white magic are like, you shouldn't just go around killing people.
I mean, I already did that.
There's a very fun spell, which I would like to point out. Which is like, if you ever find an undead and you know the spell, you're basically golden. Which is it again? I think it's called Finger of God. Where is it at? Oh no, it's called Fulguration. Fulguration, there we go. Fulguration, which is called the Finger of God. It does +4 damage, weak, sweep short, counters unholy. But since unholy things consider damage slaying, if it's an undead creature, you're probably going to destroy it.
I mean...
Interesting, you can't store this in your hand. You need to use a rod, wand, or calendar sword.
Oh,
that's rare.
well, I'm probably... Yeah, I'm not going to find one.
Well, not a calendar sword, but you have a rod and wand.
Yeah.
Although...
Oh well.
Well, next time, things can happen. Goodbye, stream. This was great. Yay, woo!
Yeah,
Well,
bye.
Bye.